love can fail. One of the biggest problems we have when you invest is trust. Even the person that you trust most and that business you love will run away with your money. So those are what I want you to look at, not what you can invest in. Because right now I can tell you to invest in transportation. I have done transportation as the head of business management. We bought about 120 buses. MC Olomo, those ones even paid well. That's even the funniest part. Insurance claims on those ones. So number one, mommy, what is your passion? What do you love? Number two, study that business. Everything that you know might fall. Even if you invest in fixed debt. We all heard of Heritage Bank. I have somebody that have money in Susu. 2 minutes. When Susu packed up, she was able to get only like 1 million. So every business has risk element, and that's why our doctor here is a risk management professional to the core. As part of members of risk management, we cover everything that pertains to risk. Every business has a risk, no matter how good that business is. Just like anything can happen when you go out. Number one, if you watch, I'm not telling you this business or this business. I tell you this business. If this my guy here goes to try that business, he may fail because the passion is not there. I don't know if you get me, mommy. So this is an assignment for you. Number one, what will I love doing? Number two, am I risk prone or a risk averse person? A risk prone person will always go to the betting shop to go and bet. When they give you 1 million for business, you say, let me quickly go and use it to make more money. If you're a risk averse person, you will dare not go there. Are you understanding it now? So you need to study the kind of business. What kind of business carry? Is it low risk or high risk? A lot of us, if they see come with another kind of Ponzi in another way, we will still do. Don't let me tell you how much I've lost. Let's not go there. You're laughing. You sync with me. Because at a stage I was a risk prone person. I have spare money, you can go. And when it went, it didn't pay me much because I know that. And it was during a church setting that they brought it. And because it's a church setting with this, so you need to just study, not because of what they give you. You get me, mommy? So, I apologize for not telling you invest in this business. But number one, have passion for the business, love the business, study the business, know all the risk that entails. If you are not there, will the business survive? Look at all those things. And so I apologize for not giving you a business model that you adopt. I was seeing one hand here. Mommy, what? Any other question? Or advice? Okay, let's hear that.
Thank you so much. You made an anecdote just now. I wrote it, but I didn't get the whole. You said service to humanity
is the best work of life.
Is
the best work of life.
Thank you. Thank you.
Service to humanity is the best work of life. Service to money will only make you selfish. But once you see problem, there is no water in this community. How do I pass water to this community? If the state government is going to give you problem, pass to the local government first. Sell it to the local government. Local government will sell it to the state. Then you become, which means you are working for the government, you are making money for them, you are making money for yourself, and you are servicing community. And when they want to say who brought water here, they will say it's Henry Onyema. So you can understand why service to humanity is the best work of life. Let's hear you, sir.
All right, thank you so much. Just a follow-up to what Mama asked. I think if I could understand what she's saying again, apart from going to active business, that is buying and selling, entrepreneurship, I think she's also trying to look at the area of passive income. Okay. What area, especially for the aged now, what area can they invest in and they can have return on a regular basis without being actively involved?
Okay. Now, if you look at all, just like I was telling you, entrepreneurship is not just about only selling alone, So if you must now think of how to make passive income, look at the financial world. Secure. You talked about shares, it's not okay. You looked at mutual fund, it's not okay. You've looked at fixed deposit, it's not okay. You can make a combination of all. Then you will not put all your egg in one basket. You can do a little bit of fixed, little bit of mutual, little bit of fixed, little bit of. Are you getting me now? Because all of them, me here cannot give you guarantee that one or two things. Federal government bonds, do not now put your egg in one basket. Make sure you diversify all these funds. So that if this one is going up, this one might just, if you watch, I'm still being careful not to tell you to do one. If you ask me this question 1 million times, I will give you an answer in 1 million ways. So right now, you can still do these things, but make sure you diversify. It's all the things you have known that is still on ground. Fixed deposit, federal government bonds, shares, and the rest of it. Our daddy will come here and give us enlightenment. But what me I will tell you, because I'm careful with what I'm saying and what I will say. If you look at all of them and all of them you don't feel secured, make sure you diversify. Give yourself a big, robust portfolio. If this one is doing well today, maybe this one will come and catch up with it tomorrow. If it's stagnant, you know that your money is still safe. If it's going down, you have gained from this. This one I've lost, you will still, be rest assured, and you have something to rest on. Daddy, I don't know if you have.
Praise the Lord. Sorry, I came. I saw that the last word you said, and I grabbed into it. If you are doing service to humanity in life, how do you save? It's like I do service, I do man service.
Do you spend before you save, or you save before you spend? It's a question for everybody. I'm coming to your question. You see where I'm coming from? The way I was built for solution. I wasn't built for problem. So anytime you bring a problem, I'll try and look for a solution. Do you save before you spend, or you spend before you save? Anybody can help us with that, or tell us what you do. Do you save before you spend, or you spend and you say, okay, you are doing her like this. You want to pick? You save before you spend. How many of you in practicality save before you spend? In practicality, raise up your hand and look God and say, God, I'm not lying. 1, 2. Save before you spend. Do you take care? If fire is burning, there's fire on your body. Will you not just want your body before? Now, saving is a function of what your budget is. Because right now, if I'm a student, I'm not doing anything. All I do is receive from you. I have propensity to save more. Okay, sorry, ma. Are you getting me? Now, look at all your budget. Look at what is before you. If you feed 1,000 people in your house and what comes in is 500, how do you save? It will be difficult. So you look at the peculiarity before you. Why I'm going to give you some answers is because as it affects you, it does not affect others. So sit down and do a budget. I have a cash flow budget on my laptop. How much have I used to buy fuel? That is how I got to know that fuel is what eats my money most. And that is how I said, let me go and do solar. Fuel for car and fuel for generator. I'm somebody that I'm on system. It's either I'm designing slide or I'm training online. So my work is online. So fueling and my generator, I'm supposed to go and get a new generator because it sucks fuel too. I did my cash flow and I saw that fuel is my major problem. And what I now do is, if I on generator, my laptop, once it's charged, I'll off the generator, I'll use it. You can see that I'm cutting my cost. So you can save number one by cutting your cost. Look at your budget. Reorganize it. What is giving you problem most? You are serving humanity, but does not mean you cannot serve yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, how do you serve humanity? So look at all these things in total and say, oh, even if, let me give you this story and I'll end with this. There's a beggar. What that beggar does is that he sits down there, he collects money. Meanwhile, I'm going to give you 3 names of beggars that are millionaires. Ted Williams. Go to your laptop. Go to your phone. Browse Ted Williams. He's the richest beggar in America. Sambat Kale. Another one in India. Bharat Jain. Another one in India. Empathy. So if you take your empathy to the community and say, I am serving you people and I want to die. Can we cut this thing so that you will understand that if I'm not alive, you self will not be alive? This beggar that I'm talking about, the man always gives him $200 when he passes. So at a stage, the man gave him 100 naira one day. He looked at the money with disdain. How would this man give me 100 naira? Then, after some time, the man came and gave him $50. He looked at the money, the man was going, he went to meet him. He stood up. I said, Oga, you have been giving me 200 before. You reduced it to 100 naira. Now 50 naira. The man said, when I was giving you those 200 naira, I was not married. When I married, expenses had to reduce. Now I'm giving you $50 now because I have children. I'm giving you the answer. So the beggar understood that, oh, So it is because you are, that's why you are giving me extra. So if you have extra to give your community, do that. Okay? But I can tell you, posterity would recognize that you have human feeling, your society. I don't know if that answers. Sir. So if there's no question, thank you very, very much. God bless you. It's wonderful being in your midst today.
Thank you so much. Oh, Lo, you are still around, Abi? Okay. So quickly, let's introduce Mr. Michael Olusheyi Olayinka. Right? He's going to speak on what? On skills, right? Skills and what? Okay, you will see the presentation now. Thank you very much. And ask him, harass him with questions. He's more than able by the special grace of God. Thank you so much. God bless you.
All right, before I start the conversation, I would like to appreciate the leadership of the church and particularly Dr. Odutola for organizing this program and for inviting me to stand before this meeting. So, we've heard a lot about entrepreneurship and how we can create value through entrepreneurship. What sets aside an entrepreneur from every other person is your ability to take risks. Because if you are talking about business, I'm sure everybody knows about business, the theories of business, but the courage for us to go in and run business, that courage for taking risk is a very, very important skill that an entrepreneur must have. This morning, we want to take a look at developing skills beyond our certificate. If I should ask here, how many of us have post-secondary education, or people, if we have people around us that have post-secondary education, I'm sure everybody would raise up their hands. We all know the importance of education, the value in Nigeria. And over the years, we have come to believe that if you have your BSc, you'll be set for life. Then they said, okay, get a better qualification, get your master's degree. Then all of us went back to school and we became master's holders. But the truth is that employed master's holders roaming the streets, dusting their CVs. We even now, we have PhD, PhD holders are just all over the place. There used to be a time that for you to say, this person is a PhD holder, it was a big deal. But now, almost everybody is having a PhD. Certificates are no longer feeding us. That's just it. I want to tell a story of two bankers. This first banker is Bamidele. As in, these two people, I know them personally. Bamidele, he worked with Zenith Bank. Then he moved over to Globus Bank. He's a branch manager in Globus Bank. Now, this guy, from being a banker, he sews. He sews kaftan, or senator. He sews himself. So he sews for himself and he sews for others. When I went to his shop, I was impressed. The kind of machinery that he has put in place, the business setup, I was very impressed. And what was this guy's rationale? In addition to his passion, he said, see, the employer can sack me any day, anytime. So even if I don't have my inflow from my salary, I should have something that should support my life. So that's Bamidele. Now there's a Continental Bank, Access Bank, Sterling Bank. He went into microfinancing, mortgage banking. Now, this guy, when he was in Sterling Bank, during that COVID era, the bank said, so they asked him to go. Now, this guy lost his job and he was at home for like 1 year. It took the grace of God for him to get another job. But that 1 year that guy was out of job, it was a terrible experience for him. You know, I told you the first guy, I told you his name. His name is Bamidele. The second guy that I'm talking about is Olushe Yolayenka. I don't know if you can see. They said presented by Olushe Yolayenka. So I'm standing here as a living testimony about the fact that our certificates are no longer enough. If you don't have a skill that can earn you income, God will help us. So you may ask that, why would someone who doesn't have a skill, why would he come and talk to us about skill acquisition? Now, if you go on to the next slide, please. Next slide. Sorry, it's like that presentation is a bit... So our earning capacity must transcend beyond academic qualification. And the ultimate reality check. That's okay. Let me just go on to the next slide, please. So there is a high level of unemployment in this country. That's just the truth. By the grace of God, my son, who is writing WAEC this year, he just wrote JAMB a couple of weeks ago. And he, along with more than 2 million youths, wrote JAMB. 2 million. Those 2 million will get into various higher institutions, universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, and so on. In addition to the millions that unemployment is high, it's not because those kids are not intelligent. They are. They are very smart. All of us are very smart. Nigerians are not, God has naturally blessed Nigerians when it comes to cerebral capacity. And that is why, even when we travel abroad, or our people that travel abroad, they do fantastically well. Or if they go to further their education over there, they do very well. That's because we are very intelligent. So the unemployment problem in Nigeria is not about the quality of graduates, but it is a structural problem. And so, please permit me to use some Yoruba phrases. They say, "Alatisheni matisharare." We have to solve our problems. You know, the first facilitator talked about how Nigerians solve their infrastructure problems. We rely on government to provide energy, but they failed, so we have to go solar, we have to buy generator. We rely on government to provide education, but the public education system is in a state of comatose. So we send our children to private primary schools, secondary schools, universities. So when it comes to economic empowerment, we have to rely on ourselves. And there's another very important thing that is said that I'm still going to borrow in this conversation, and that is the age barrier. There is no barrier. Money does not know any age. Whether you are young, middle-aged, or advanced, money does not know age. If you do what will attract money, money will come to you. So we want to look at how money is moving. Next slide, please. How is money moving, or where is money moving to in today's world? A couple of years ago, maybe some 30 years ago, If they say, "Ọmọ mi fẹ́ lọ kọ́ṣẹ́," please, who can suggest? If maybe 30 years ago, if they say my child wants to go and learn work or learn a trade, what would they be talking about? Ma? Mechanic. Thank you, ma. Mechanic. What else? Tailoring, hairdressing. And now all this artisanry work requires skills, and they are good skills. Mechanic work is good. Tailoring is good. Hairdressing is very good. However, in today's time that we are, there are new skills where you can make a lot of money. And again, we have established that it does not have to do with age. So when we look at the digital economy, whether you are a hairdresser or you are a tailor or you are a mechanic, how are you leveraging on the digital economy? So it is one thing for you to acquire skill, those hard traditional service skills. But how are you leveraging on technology to scale up? We will still talk about scaling. But apart from those services, we now have new types of skills that we call digital skills. You will hear people talking about data analysis or data analytics. And you say, what are they talking about? Guess what? You don't have to have a BSc or an MSc before you can go and learn that new skill. You don't have to be a Gen Z to learn that skill. Am I correct, my daddies and mommies? We can learn these new digital skills irrespective of our age barrier. We may be Gen Z, millennials, or bloomers, whatever generation that we belong to. We can still partake in these new emerging skills. So skills are the ultimate currency, because skills will place you exactly where the demand lives. And honestly, I just feel that what I'm saying, the first facilitator, Mr. Henry, is like he just in advance he knew about my about my presentation. He did a very good job. So skill is the new currency. Identify a problem and prefer solution. Identify a problem and do what? Prefer solution. And there are so many problems out there. So many problems that when you develop the skills, you don't need anybody to now ask you that, do you have BSc in accounting before you can become a data analyst? No. Computer programming, website design, there are a lot of all these new skills out there. And so we do not need certificates. But what do we need for economic relevance? The next slide. We want to look at the blueprint for economic relevance. The first pillar is relevance. Meaning, this skill that I have, or this skill I want to develop, what is its level of demand? How are people demanding for it? Let me give an example. When I was in secondary school, I'm a small boy, but I'm not so young also at the same time. In my secondary school, we learned, under business studies, we learned how to type. So we had typewriters. I'm sure Gen Zs, they will not know what they call typewriters. So we used to type on typewriter, ASDF, column LKJ, space, ASDF, space, column LKJ. Aha. So those machines, they used to be serviced. We had technicians that would service those typewriters. They would go from bank to bank, company to company, school to school, to service their typewriters. And they made a living out of that skill. My question is, today, if you learn the skill of servicing typewriter, are you going to make money? Please, I just want someone to answer. And, no. No typewriter again. So you can see that that skill is what? Obsolete. It has gone with time. The question now is that what are the skills that are in demand today? We need to identify them. And please, I would like us to just suggest what are the skills that you believe are in demand today. Computer IT technology. Mommy, you are a technology mama. But I believe that you can acquire even those technology skills. Thank you, ma'am. So who else can suggest?
Copywriting.
Copywriting. Thank you so much. What else? Digital marketing, freelancing,
Content creation.
content creation. Now you can see that we are just coming up with a lot of all these skills, and these are new skills that are paying very well. We're not talking about small change. We are talking about serious money. So we need to acquire skills that are relevant. Now, after identifying those skills that are relevant in the marketplace, that are in high demand, the next pillar that we need to look at is monetization, meaning how do I make money out of this skill? How? Now, you remember that I said that in my earlier story, A Tale of Two Bankers, where when I lost my job, I realized that I didn't have any skill to make money. So I had to still dust my CV, and I was looking for a job. Glory be to God, I got another job, I recovered, and by the grace of God, I'm not boasting, but by the glory of God, I'm not doing badly. But that realization taught me that, see, this thing must not happen to you again. So what did I do? What did Olusheyi do? I decided that he made mention again. Sir, it's like you knew about my presentation. So he made mention that when you want to develop entrepreneurship skills or any type of skill, you have to first identify your passion area. What do you enjoy doing? What do you enjoy doing? So I asked myself that question, and I saw that, well, I've been in banking. I know a lot of different aspects of banking operations, marketing, credit risk, and all that. But can I raise 100 billion naira to buy a license? The answer is no. So the question about setting up a bank was not, that was not it for me. But I discovered a particular skill in terms of risk management. And again, I will still appreciate my mentor, my teacher, my boss, Dr. Olainka Odutola, because he helped me to actually identify risk management as a skill. So after I discovered that, okay, I have the passion in this area and I developed that skill, what did I do? I first went to render free service. So it can be content creation, it can be digital marketing, it can be coding, it can be data analysis. There are a lot of companies that are looking for analysts that can help them analyze their data and prefer solutions or to make projections, business projections. Now, when you have developed that skill and you are enjoying it, My advice is, let us look for an environment where we can first render that service for free. Why is rendering service pro bono? Why is it important? Is that it would help you to now put that your skill into real life practice. That real life practice is a very important token that we need to have in our portfolio. In fact, all those coding guys, they will call it portfolio. So we need to, having developed that skill, we need to find an environment where we give it out first for free. When we give it out for free, we test it and we see that yes, people or companies are actually deriving value from this skill. I'm telling you, in fact, when you give it out for free, these beneficiaries themselves, they can now start giving you a token. And again, I'm saying this from my own personal experience, personal perspective, where I would develop training materials in risk management, and I would deliver that training. After a while, they will say, okay, take this 50,000. And I'll say, no. I just want to do this so that I can develop myself. And he will say, no, this is to encourage you. And I'll collect it and I will be very happy. And that is monetization. And you know, under monetization, I said first, deliver that service for free. The second thing under monetization is when you deliver that service and you get paid, even if it is 1 naira, that 1 naira is a seed. And it goes a long way. There are some people that their first 1,000 naira, they will frame it. I tell you, that's just the truth. They will frame it and hang it. And it will serve as a point of motivation for them to keep doing it over and over and over again. Some other people, they will take that money, no matter how little or no matter how big, they will now sow it as a seed in the kingdom. They would sow it so that it will pinch them, and by so doing, it will motivate them to go back and replicate that service over and over again. So no matter, either way, whether you celebrate, whether you hang your money or you sow it or whatever, you must make sure that that's your first money is symbolic. So that first money is not for you to just go and eat, because even that 1,000 will not solve your problem. Am I correct, ladies and gentlemen? It won't solve our problem. But we need to make a memorial out of that first 1 naira. Now, when the money starts rolling in, you have had your hard skill. Let me give an example. Let us say I learned sewing, just like Bamidele. Let's say I learned sewing and I start sewing. How many clothes can I sew? Maybe, let's say I can sew maybe 2 clothes in a week. I don't even think it's possible. Let's assume that I can complete 2 clothes in a week. The next question is, out of all these 2 clothes, I will collect service, I will be paid for that service. How can it compare with my banking salary back in the days when I was in the banking sector? I'm not sure it would compare. But how can I make my sewing service, how can I increase it such that I can now start earning in the hundreds of thousands or in the millions on a monthly basis? That is where scalability comes in. Scale means, how do I expand this business? You see, all this big English that Oyibo people talk, when we are speaking in our local parlance, we all have language for it. So how do I grow my business? How do I expand? So do I now get other people, like other tailors, that will join me in my brand? So I may now have a brand. Maybe I will call it Sheyi Stitches. That's my brand. So I will be sewing. Then I will now get like 5 other people that will be sewing for me. But as they are sewing, I will put my label on it. Sheyi Stitches. So if I can turn over 2 clothes in a week, and I employ 5 other people that they can do 2, 2, 2, 2 in a week, that is, amongst the 6 of us, we have 12 outputs in a week. My revenue would increase. I'll be paying them their own fair share of salary, but my marginal revenue would increase. So after we have scaled, the next pillar is sustainability. Sustainability. Because we know that as we grow older, our bodies cannot remain strong forever. So how do I run this business such that even if I am not there, the business will continue to run? And that is where Mr. Henry's presentation comes in, talking about entrepreneurship. So not only do we make a living out of our skills, but we have to make a business out of it. Entrepreneurship. Solve high value problems. Now, high demand skills equal to what? High income potentials. And that is why you can see all over the world, all those tech guys, they are making a lot of money because there is high demand for technology. So, skills, we can break skills down into 3 major categories. One is digital space. So under digital space, we have talked about content creation, we have talked about data analysis, content creation. There are so many things in that cyberspace. The second category of skills that we can develop are technical skills. And this is where we talk about solar installation, electrical engineering, tailoring, mechanical, mechanic workshop. All these are technical skills that can be developed. And I want to use this opportunity again to encourage especially the young people amongst us. You see, that solar space is going to explode. In Nigeria, in fact, that is the new gold. So if you want to learn a new skill, I would encourage you, go and learn solar technology support. You will learn it. They will teach you how to do solar installation, maintenance, all the energy requirement assessment, ERA, where you calculate, like in this building, we'll calculate the energy consumption, the fan, the wattage for each of the fans, the lighting units and everything. They will calculate it and they will now tell you, okay, these are the number of solar panels you will need. This is the size of your inverter. These are the number of batteries you will need. Solar technology is expanding seriously. And I know this because there is a company that I am providing my skill for, right? Because I have also learned to diversify my skill. So that company, they started about 4 years ago with how much? 200 million naira capitalization. As I'm talking to you now, they are applying to SEC to increase their capitalization to 5 billion naira. They have financed over about 20 billion naira in solar technology. So when you talk about solar engineers, they are high demand. And that company is just one. Oh. There are other solar financing companies. There are several solar energy companies springing up and coming into Nigeria. So we want to learn that skill. We want to learn solar installation as a skill. And it does not matter whether you're a man or woman, you can learn it. In fact, I said that I was encouraging younger people. By younger people, I mean, if you can stand on your 2 feet, then you can learn that skill. And the third category of skills that we can learn is service focus, service areas. Like I am a living witness of developing skill in the area of service, providing solutions. So I have crafted where I want to solve, the problems I want to solve. I've developed my skills in that area and I am providing solutions. So service area is another area that we can develop skills. So if we develop our skills and we don't get paid for it, it is called what? If you are doing what you enjoy doing, you are doing it maybe for people and you are not getting paid, what is that you are doing? Charity. Thank you, sir. Charity. Or it's nothing more than a mere hobby. Next slide, please. So it is nothing more than a mere hobby. So the goal is strict conversion. Your capability to convert your skills into money. It is very important. Your ability to convert your skill into money. And we ask, how can we convert our skills into money? So I'm asking an open-ended question. I have developed a skill and I need to start making money off it. What are the things that we can do? Okay, sir, thank you so much. He talked about marketing. Now, that marketing, and you are absolutely correct. Now, when we say marketing, I don't know what marketing is. Creating awareness. Thank you so much, sir. Daddy also says creating awareness. Inside of that marketing, you are creating awareness. Now, inside of that creating awareness, Sheyi is still asking, what do we need to do? How do we, okay, sir.
One-on-one contact with friends or families and discuss about your vision or your plans for them.
Thank you so much, sir. Networking. Thank you so much, sir.
Praise the Lord. A lot of people tend to run away from volunteering, but volunteering sometimes too, it puts you at the forefront and puts you in the center stage.
Thank you.
That's
so
marketing
much.
on its own.
Thank
And
you
then
so
sorry
much.
to also add to it too. It's something we've already mentioned. For those into software development, programmers and all that, the reason why you go on Android app or you see trial versions of softwares, they are trying to get your attention. When you jump into those trial versions, you walk around, you now see, oh, there are features you now need to pay for. So all those things are actually marketing strategies and ways you can actually sell yourself out there.
Thank you so much. So we have seen that we started from marketing, and that is the truth, marketing. But we are practical. We want to be practical here. The concept of marketing is very large. I mean, people go to the university to learn marketing as a course for 4 years. So I can't just squeeze the concept of marketing inside of this conversation. So Daddy now helped us further by saying we create awareness. Then Daddy now broke it down deeper again. That inside of that awareness, we will now have to build contacts. Who do I know? Or how can I reach out to them? Then my brother also now still went deeper to say that you can start that awareness by rendering services for free. Pro bono. If you have developed an app, do you now give trial version for free? Let people test it. Pro bono. Promo. Thank you so much. You can do promo. Or let us assume, and this is one strategy that one of my church members way back then, he started bottled water business. So what did he do? When we were having an event in church, he would supply that water to the church for free. He would supply it for free. And gradually people started knowing his brand. Eventually, demand will come in. So I have spent a lot of time. I apologize to the organizers for taking time beyond the limit, but I think we are almost done. So let me just summarize what we have said. One is that it is inevitable we have to develop new skills. We have to. And those skills, we say we have the traditional skills like mechanic workshop, tailoring, what else? Mechanic workshop, tailoring, sir? Hairdressing. Those are the traditional ones. Then we now have emerging skills. These are new skills that are born with technology, like data analysis, programming, and so on. But even those traditional skills, we say having developed them, we can now build them on technology platforms so as to scale. So, and we say that when we have developed our skills, we have to enter into the market. The skill that I have, many other people have that skill. So what can make an edge? Marketing, creating awareness, building the list of content, then now rendering those services for free at the initial outset. I'm telling you, when you render that service for free, it will allow people to enjoy that your service without the burden of payment. Then when they see that this service is what I need, that is when they will now come back to pay for it. And eventually, we need to scale. How do we scale? If you have developed skill in the traditional sense, the mechanic or hairdressing, how do we scale? We can scale through getting more workers. That's one. We can also scale through digital marketing. Digital marketing. So digital marketing is very, very important. And again, we need to develop our brand. Brand is very, very important. It can be our brand name, and our brand name should be associated with quality. And eventually, we'll be able to build a sustainable business. So never become obsolete, because the market always evolves. So we need to know what is trending. Inside of that our business, or that business that we have developed, we need to know what is happening, and we need to move with time. So what are the three traps that we need to avoid? And please permit me, after this slide, we'll open the floor for questions. What are the traps that we need to avoid? One is waiting for perfection. If you wait for to perfect your trade, you will never start. So, whatever skills that you have or that you have developed so far, start with it. People will give you the feedback, then you go back and improve on your trade. But first, start. Then we say learning without a strategy. You can't just jump blindly into any trend. You need to know what is happening. And that is why I like data analytics. You need to know what is happening. And let me, I was talking with my wife a couple of days ago, and she's an educationist. And she's talking about setting up of a crèche. Now, is it enough to say, I want to start a crèche? I don't think it's enough to say, I want to start a crèche. You have to first know what is the demand of that service within this space. You need to know. So it's not just enough for you to say, I have the skill, so let me enter into business. Where is the demand? Like my brother said, what problem are you solving? So there must be a problem identification. You must know what the demand is in that space. So you don't just jump into a business because everybody is doing it. You must have to do your own background research. Then another trap we need to avoid is ignoring market demand. So we need to build solutions for problems that, we don't have to build solutions for problems that don't exist. You must identify that problem. You must know that that problem exists. It really exists. And finally, an entitlement mentality is a very dangerous trap, especially for our younger generations. Believing that the market owes you because you are a graduate. Because I am a graduate, therefore, the market owes me. They must pay me. It is wrong. And again, I emphasize this to our younger generation. And do you know why? I don't know our daddies and mommies, if you know. This Gen Z, this young generation, those people, they are very intelligent. They are extremely intelligent. Even what me I cannot do on the computer, if my little boy should handle the computer, he does more than that. And when you look at JAMB, you see children scoring 320, 340, 360. As when I was writing JAMB, I think if you see somebody scoring 260, that person, and look at their WAEC results, they will score now 5A1, 8A1, it's a common thing. Children of nowadays are very intelligent. But as intelligent as they are, one, they are inherently lazy. And number two is that they have a sense of entitlement. It is not their fault too. It is how society has wired them. So my encouragement to younger people is, if you want to make an edge, if you want to go ahead in your time, you need to add a touch of extra hard work. I'm telling you, you will distinguish yourself from your peers. So this will bring me to the end of the conversation today. And I want to open the floor for questions or comments.
Thank you. You said something about marketing. And for marketing, I know of somebody, he has a traveling agency. What he does, I'm just trying to be skeptical, and I have to be very careful in what we do, because I want to take the marketing and referral. I prefer referral for me than the marketing, where there is a risk in that marketing. What he does is, he will go to most of the newspapers, he will start advertising his products, which is traveling agency that he does visa. He spend money in doing it. A lot of people rush, they will pay him money. He will squander the money, they will start looking for him, they will arrest him. After arresting him, go to police. After that, they will release him because it's a bailable offense. After that, Where I got to know about him is in the station where he was arrested. After some months, he will go back again to other newspaper. He will advertise his product there again. People will rush and give him money, he'll be arrested. So one day I called him, I said, why are you doing that? Try and do a job very well. If you do a job to Mr. A, Mr. A will refer you to Mr. B. Mr. B will refer you to Mr. C. That's what I do. I do human service. I make sure I do my job for Mr. A. I might not get anything free, but Mr. B will always refer you to Mr. A. So I'm just looking at referral. Because marketing thing, a lot of people use it to scam people in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And what you have shared with us is very, very instructive. The question is, and I'm asking the general house, from what Daddy has said, has marketing failed? Has marketing failed? He said that travel agency, he will do advertisement. People will rush him, they will patronize him, but he will squander the money. Then the police will arrest him, they will bail him. Then when he comes out, he will still do advertisement. Customers will rush, they will patronize him, he will still squander the money without rendering that service. So he's damaging his reputation, I agree. But has marketing failed?
Okay, I'm just going to take it from this angle, from sales angle. Be it product or services. One thing about marketing is that you need to know how to do these three things. Number one, make it well. If you make your product well, it will sell on its own. If you promote it well, it will sell further. You know there are some bad music outside. If you hear it too much, you start shaking your head. You notice. You hate the song, but they will so much promote it at a stage you just start shaking your head. You now be telling yourself, what am I doing? Then when you now meet the man. So in marketing, what that guy is doing is marketing well, is promoting well, but he's not meeting demand. And the demand is the only thing why he's been getting arrested. Because in marketing, if you focus on just selling, then you will sell once and it ends. But if you are a professional marketer, you are marketing to sell on a circle basis, not just on a sprint, but on a marathon basis. So marketing, depending on how you place it, will determine whether you will be a one-time salesperson or a continuous salesperson. So it's left for that man to keep himself, because what he will end up doing is he will have a customer, he will end that circle, and that's the end. Those that will not know him will come again. It will get to a term, he will not meet demand because they would have spoiled and circulated his name outside. That's just my.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, marketing has not failed. From what he said, marketing is perfect. And the man knows how to do this marketing. But the problem is with him. He is trying to demarket himself, not the product. The product is working well, but he himself is demarketing himself as a result of greed and other human elements that are bad in him. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Wow, this is very interactive.
Since this is a forum for business ideology, and we have all agreed that the product is good. So what then is that product? So that the people here can benefit.
So the way I take it, I'll take it in a management school. If you fake it, you miss it. What the guy has just done is to fake it. And it will damage not the product alone, it will damage his own reputation, his own character. It's just a matter of time. So the more you fake what you are doing, or you fake yourself, you will miss it, because there is no shortcut to success. The Lord will help us.
So I just want to help to portray what Mommy just said about the marketing yourself. When I was working, I'm into insurance industry, so when I was working there, a young man was employed by that company to come to my company for marketing. So actually, when he came to the company to this thing, the first day he talked about the company. Second day he talked about all the time he was visiting, because I'm a broker, it wasn't about the company. So one day I have to tell him, you are not marketing yourself. Because if you what will make me that if you leave this company tomorrow, I will follow you. Because if you don't market yourself, the moment you are sacked from that company, you have to go and start all over again. But in marketing yourself, you have to establish a contract that even if the ability to carry your client from company A, where you were their marketer, to company B, where you are going now, that makes you to remain relevant in whatever industry you are to. So if you will go to market, you will market the product quite all right, but also make yourself, through your character and attitude, acceptable to the client, so that whenever I have to go for any reason, I will always come back to you to come. For example, I have some clients that I've got them for since 1994. I've been working with them. Even when they have a reason to go, they say, oh, we have been working with you. Anywhere you go, we go with you. So it's very important that you market yourself and the product so that you can have something to go with, even if you leave the product.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, I think someone has a hand. After him, Daddy will speak.
Yeah, I have this question for you. As a risk manager, how do you help to revamp a company that is almost collapsing? As a risk manager, you are a risk personnel. How do you revamp a company that is collapsing? Praise the Lord.
Okay, all right. The mic is coming, sir.
I want to comment on what people have said. You see, I'm into advertising communication, and everything basically in marketing is based on the product. If the product is good, right, fine. It gives you soft selling. It makes you to be able to sell those products without any problem. But when the product is bad, right, no matter what you do, right, and I'm talking of skill, right, your skill, if the skill, in the process of the skill acquisition, you are not offering the customer what is right, definitely you will have problems. You will have problems. That's where I'm going. But the product must be right for you to make monetization a reality. That's where I'm going.
Thank you so much, sir. So in marketing, there are 6 P's. You have products, pricing, placement, promotion, packaging. Have I mentioned up to 6? So the product is important. The pricing is important. Packaging is important. Placement is important. Promotion, that is where that advertisement comes in. So you can see in all the 6 P's, he might have gotten it right, but he failed in service delivery. And as we have all agreed, it's going to tarnish his reputation. So referral too is an aspect of marketing. It's still an aspect of the promotion. So, all right, maybe the last person to speak.
Praise the Lord.
The last person to speak.
I want to say something. I want to buttress what you said, that as marketing failed. No, marketing has not failed. In fact, that is the number 1 ingredient of your business. But you must be careful. Be careful about a business that you don't have total control over. Traveling business. You are not the consular. Even if you give somebody 2 million to process for you, after doing your medical from the 2 million, after paying for visa, after doing that, and at the end of the day, the consular denied you. With that anger, you will get the person arrested. Traveling business is not a business you have total control over. So you will always be visiting police station. That is just the truth. You will always, because, by the time you do marketing, people will flood. Everybody wants to jackpot as the country is now. They will always come. And if 100 people should come, just have it in mind that 10 out of them we arrest you. Yes, that is why you are able to bail them out, because the business is actually done. But don't do business you don't have total control over. That is just it.
Thank you so much. All right. So this will bring us to the end of this conversation. I want to thank everyone for paying attention and for participation. For your questions, sir, I have not forgotten. We may have to have a conversation outside of this engagement. Thank you so much.
Another round of applause for the guest speaker. Thank you so much. God bless you. So quickly, let's display the profile of the next speaker, please. Right? Quickly, please. So the next speaker is Pastor Olushola Joseph. Sir, ẹ̀yin ló kàn o. We are waiting for you. Right. The speaker speaks for himself, He's one of the tested, and the trusted people in the industry. Right? He's a natural professional par excellence. You understand? So, thank you so much. He has to he attends Redeemed Church of God, and he's having this, what do you have today, sir? This monthly program. So, we'll just ask to deliver so that he can quickly go. So please, join me in welcoming Pastor Dr. Olushola Joseph. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you. His profile, please, so that you can. All right, sir. So you can continue, sir.
Thank you very much for the brief introduction. My name is Olushola Joseph. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate the leadership of this church for taking this wonderful and laudable initiative of organizing a program of this manner, which is called District Economic Empowerment Program, D.E.EP. And all that I've been listening to from the beginning of this program is quite very deep. Can we please give them a round of applause? Let me start by acknowledging the district head of this district in the person of Reverend Professor Dakbo and Reverend Dr. Mrs. Bukola Longe. Please, let's appreciate him. And also, let me also recognize in the house Professor Sunday Adeshegun and his wife, Mrs. Olufeunke Adeshegun, the Foursquare, the president of the Foursquare Women International. Let me also recognize in the house the Council of Foursquare Men presidents in the person of Engineer Afolabi. Okay? As well as, of course, Brother Ohi Akengbe, the district president. Without doubt, I must say that I really appreciate the opportunity and the privilege of being invited to this program by my very dear friend and long-time professional colleague. In the days of banking, we were together, that should be over 30 years ago. We were together in what used to be Meridian International Bank of Nigeria, affiliate of Meridian International Bank of London, and later transformed to Equity Bank of Nigeria, which is a part of Access Bank today. And I'm talking in no other person than Dr. Yinka Odutola, my Director General. He's the Director General of an association which I belong to. And of course, his wife, his lovely wife, Pastor Mrs. Olufunke Odutola. Can we please appreciate her also? There's one person that I met this morning. I never expected that I was going to meet her here. And it only tells you that truly the world is a very small village. I'm talking about my sister, a colleague of mine, whom we worked together in IGI in those days. I used to be an assistant director with IGI, and that is Sister Gbemisola Bilao. Let's appreciate her. Yeah, I can tell you that I'm home. Why do I say I'm home? Because I used to be a member of Four Square Gospel Church. And once a member, always a member. So I can tell you I'm still a member, and I'm home. I'm a member of the body of Christ. In those days, we were the people that pioneered, I think it's a big district now, if I'm not wrong, the Four Square Gospel Church in Ejigbo, Jimon. I've forgotten the street now, something Jimon. Jimon Dada, thank you very much. So, and I've been to your church before. That was in the 90s, where you were still somewhere, around the estate, not here. So I can see that the church has moved forward, and that is to the glory of God. May the Lord bless you and continue to uphold all of us until we see Christ in glory in Jesus' mighty name. My topic is leadership. And when you talk about leadership, it's a very wide topic which I will try as much as possible to touch here and there on. And I'll be talking about leadership as an aspect of preparing people to be effective. Because in every sphere of life, in every category, we find ourselves, whether in the home, whether in the office space, whether in the church, in any association, we all have roles of leadership that we play somehow. So leadership in the generic is, of course, what I'll be talking about, because it also relevant to anything I'm going to be discussing. So as a concept, leadership is taken in various forms, but the very popular one is traits theory. My slide is not showing. I don't know what's wrong. My slide is not showing. It's not displayed. But let me continue. Leadership as a concept talks about the most popular is the traits theory. When you talk about trait theory, you are talking about these various kinds of traits that is innate, that is embedded in a man or a woman. I'm using man as a generic term. Innate abilities, some characteristics that you find in somebody that points him or her to leadership position. Now, in those days when we are in school, you have prefects, you have senior prefect, you have head prefect, head this, head that. Why do they pick them? Because they were displaying some forms of leadership characteristics, traits. So the traits theory talks about that leadership can be innate. You can be a born leader. But of course, there's an argument between a leader being born and a leader being made. It depends on which, you know, part of that you want to believe. But the truth of the matter is that both are relevant. You can have leadership traits that are innate, and you can also develop your leadership skills. In actual fact, most people know that leadership is developed continuously. So, what is leadership? Leadership talks about influence. Influence. A leader influences people to do things. That is the summary of what leadership is all about. You are influencing your colleagues, your peers, your subordinates to be able to carry out an assignment. And it's part of what we call motivation, to motivate people to carry out things that ordinarily they wouldn't have loved to do. Now, motivation comes from a word that is called motere. Motere is a Latin word. Motere is like motto, which means that something that is moving, mobile, going. So what it means is that motere is saying that motivation moves people to do things, okay? And that's a very, very important aspect of leadership we need to understand. All right, so we'll move fast. I don't know whether you are seeing you're not seeing it, but you know, there is no way you can have leadership without followership. Do you agree with me? Because there's no way a person can say, I'm a leader. What are you leading? Who are you leading? There must be people following you. Am I right? They say that leadership concept, we say that if a person is a leader and he has nobody following him, he's just taking a stroll, just taking a walk. I would have loved that you see my slide. I don't know why it's not showing. Is there any problem with that? You need to copy it. You didn't have it earlier. Okay, the slide that I would have loved you to see shows a particular hen or mother hen moving forward, going forward, and the chicks following her, to tell you that it's all about followership. Leadership is about followership. People must follow you. People must believe in what you do. People must believe in your ideas and your concepts that they can now buy into. Okay, we are part of this. We want to go with you in this regard. And then you see another picture of a hen just walking on her own. Nobody, no chick is following her to tell you that one is just on her own. Okay, so there are a lot of leaders who are on their own because they don't have followership. And we can take leadership in various dimensions, in the sense that there are certain kind of leadership that is within peer group. Peer group, which means to say that also you have other leaders that are also leaders in their respect. All right? And then you can also see leadership in terms of talking to subordinates. All right? So it depends on the dimension which you are looking at. So we move on. A leader that is effective must adopt the aspect of what you call team. Team, T-E-A-M, because we know that it's through teams that things work. When we work together, when we collaborate, when there's synergy, then you know that it becomes very effective. And they say in team, using the acronym for that word team, T-E-A-M, that together everyone achieves more. Is that, you got that? So that is what I believe is very important. In spite of our diversity, in spite of our different traits, different background, we need to come together to ensure that we achieve the same goal. Another thing that you need to know about leadership is what we call transformational leadership. What do we mean by transformational leadership? A leader is called a leader. He earns that title leader when he is able to see things that are not working well and is able to use his traits, his abilities to change the orientation of people. That is what a transformational leader does. He gets to a place and he says, this is not working well, this is not right. And he leaves that place better than he met it. If you want to assess the effectiveness of any leader, but just wait until he's leaving the scene, when he's leaving that position. And I'm sure even in the church we can relate to that. A lot of church leaders, pastors, reverend, whatever, they come to a place and it's as if they never came because nothing changed. And you see some leaders, some pastors, they come to a place after spending 1 or 2 years or 3 years, you see there's a transformation. The same thing applies to all walks of life, whether in our businesses, whether in our, even in our homes. We see a lot of transformation happening. That is what we can call, or who we can call, an effective leader. Okay, we need to pause for a while so that we can copy this PowerPoint slides. Let's continue, and then when the slides are projected, we'll follow. So, what are the roles of a leader? What are the roles of a leader or a supervisor? Because a leader supervises projects, supervises works, and so on and so forth. There are certain motivational techniques that can be used to motivate people to be able to carry out assignments and deliver effectively. Okay? There is a need for you to be able to assess yourself as a leader, whether you possess those characteristics, whether you have such skills, and where you don't have such skills, nothing stops you from developing such skills. So we're going to be looking at those skills one after the other. Now let's start with the very first one, which is personal skills. Personal skills. When you talk about personal skills, these are skills that are personal to you, that you have. All right? And over time, you have been able to develop yourself in the use of such skills to deliver results. And I'm going to start with number one. Self-management. I'm going to divide those personal skills into three major parts. Three major parts. We've passed through this. Please go down. We've done all this. Go down. Go down, go down, go down. I showed you this, okay? Great leaders, followers, this and that. Go on, go down. See go. I'm going to come back to those ones later. Just go down to where you have three circles. Go to where you have 3 circles, interlocking circles. 3. Go down. Go down, go down, go down until you get to those 3 interlocking circles. Don't stop. Just move on, move fast, move fast, move fast. You're not there yet. You are jumping, you have jumped a lot. Oh. You have jumped quite a lot. You have jumped. Okay, let me just ask you to go to 3 circles. Let me go to the page. The slide is number 37. Go to slide number 37. You are there now. Very good. So when you talk about self-management skills, how do you develop self-management skills? There is an introversion. You need to have a personal reflection. Reflect on your abilities. The assignments I'm handling, do I have the necessary and the requisite skills to deliver on them? Have a self-awareness of yourself. How do I play in this particular assignment? How do I fit? Then, of course, when you now have the skills, what do you do next? You do a planning. Planning. Next, you monitor the way at which you are going. Then you manage your time. How effective is your time management? How flexible are you to be able to adapt? The final one, you carry out a self-assessment, a self-appraisal of your performance. Then there is a way you can increase your learning ability independently. Most of us, we wait for our organizations to send us on a particular kind of training. But it doesn't have to be like that. Just like these previous speakers mentioned about developing skills, looking for how you can develop yourself in certain areas, certain skills. And it's not as if we are short of educational knowledge in Nigeria. As Nigerians, we are very, very, brainy, cerebral. We learn. We can go to school, acquire various degrees. But when it comes to skill sets, we fall on our faces. We don't have skills. I carry out a lot of recruitment exercises for organizations. When I do interviews, I see that people don't have skills that are required to do the work. So that is an area where a lot of people fall flat on their faces. So we can develop ourselves. By the grace of God, special grace of God, I had the privilege of writing a position paper, a proposition to the federal government when they were just being sworn in the last regime. Okay? I think that's 2015 to 2023, the 8 years regime of. So the vice president, I was privileged to send a proposal to them on vocational and skills development. By the grace of God, some of the things they are doing, blueprints. They are blueprints of what they are using now to develop youths on areas of skill development and vocational studies. So we are saying that let's concentrate on areas of skills, because that's what makes us marketable, even to get lucrative jobs. Are we together? Most of our youths don't have the skills and they are looking for jobs. How can industry employ you without any skill? They are not looking at paper qualification. The era of paper qualification is far, far gone. That's the model we have decided to copy in the Western world. That skills development is very, very germane. Then your personal skills in terms of goal setting. How do you set goals? Do you set goals for yourself? Or do we just wake up every day and just live as the day goes and comes? Most people don't even have a plan. They don't set goals. They don't set plans of what I want to achieve in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Where do I want to see myself? I think this goes a long way to be able to make us to be relevant. So goal setting, very important. When I was doing my master's degree in the University of Lagos in 1990, one of the term papers we were asked to write was, how do you see yourself in the next 10 years? That was 1990. And I remember I wrote very beautiful goals and objectives for myself. And I said, this was not just to be a term paper. I started looking at myself after getting the award of masters in 1991. I said, this paper is not just for a term paper. I have to use it to plan my... And I tell you, 10 years after 1990 to 2000, I could see that I was able to achieve almost, if not all, that I set for myself. So that is the way to go. Let's encourage our youths to set goals. Maybe goals that are seemingly impossible to achieve. Of course, how do you do it? When you set the goals, you appraise yourself periodically on how you are moving. Every time you see which milestone have I achieved in this 10-year plan. Monthly, yearly, monthly. Let's put off one. Is it from there? It's off. So it's not from here. So periodically you do your assessment of how far are you going on annual basis, 3-year basis, and then monitoring the performance of these goals. And then of course, on and on like that. There are core competencies of a leader that we must take into cognizance. You must have the right personality. Do you command respect? Your personality, do you command respect? How do you manage your daily affairs? What is your thinking ability like? How analytical are you? In your communication, do you communicate? It is not just speaking big grammar. It is by ensuring that when you speak, the ordinary man understands what you are saying. Presentation skills, part of what we are doing now. There's no way you can be a leader if you cannot present before people. Standing before them and making presentation like this. Social skills. We are believers, we are Christian, all of us here. But do you have a social life? Or do you say, I am now a born-again Christian. I don't have anything to do with the world. Jesus Christ says, we are in the world, but we are not of. The fact that you are not of the world doesn't mean you will not still relate with people of like mind who are in the workspace with you, the same workspace. Professional colleagues. You still have to relate with them. The last speaker talked about marketing. How can you get customers, clients, if you don't have relationship management skills? How? It's not possible. Then emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, most people feel that the moment they have the brain, which is what we call IQ, intellectual quotient, they don't need emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is EQ. While you have IQ, very good. But EQ is what makes people to succeed more now than just IQ. So you need emotional intelligence. How do you have emotional intelligence? How do you have emotional intelligence? You must understand who you are yourself. What are you capable of doing? And then you must understand the other person. And that's what makes relationship to be able to work well, because you understand each other. And then, of course, strategic acumen. Every leader must be strategic. You are not an administrative person, but you are a person who is transformational. Leadership skills, workplace technical skills, sound organizational skills, strong negotiation skill. If you can negotiate very well, you'll be a good marketer. And then, of course, counseling and coaching skills. A leader is a person that can coach somebody and make the person to be like him or her. A leader is a person who can mentor somebody, grooming the person to become successful in life. Okay? There are certain personality traits which are 5 in number. Number 1, we talk about conscientiousness. When you say somebody is conscientious, he gives attention to details, is careful, is efficient. And some people are not organized, they are careless, they are disorganized. You get to their office, you see the table, every paper all over, scattered. The office is scattered. They don't even know, they forget appointments because they are not organized. Then you talk about agreeableness, which means that ability to agree even when you disagree with people. Ability to show friendliness. Not everybody is friendly. Some people are just very, very temperamental. They flare up at every slight opportunity they have. They are not compassionate. Some people are very cold and unkind. They just have that trait. Neuroticism, that is, you are sensitive. You are sensitive to people's feelings. That's part of emotional intelligence. Some people feel that there's nothing. I don't need anybody. I am just on my own. Confident, overconfident, arrogant, and so on. Openness to experience, inventive, creative, curious. You want to know more. Some people just take care. I don't want to go beyond my lane. No, let me just be where I am. And then, of course, extraversion, which means you are outgoing. You are an extrovert. You can relate, move around people, and they like you. Some people are just reserved, solitary. You can't be a good leader if you are solitary. If you are reserved and you don't want to relate with people, how are you going to lead? So we can go on and on. Those are skills that you can develop in terms of those 5 areas. Then management skills. Of course, management skills is not selfish management. Management skill is seeing the big picture. Don't look at it only from your own point of view, all the time. Make sure others are considered, opinions of others are heard. Consider before you arrive at your decision. And that cuts across every area of life. Thinking skills, and I'm going to be, broad on this. People who are leaders, known leaders, they are people that have very smart analytical skill. They can analyze very well. They think very well. They are very numerate. When it comes to figures, numbers, juggle numbers, they can do it. When it comes to proficiency in English, writing skills, oral skills, they are proficient. They know everything that they need to know. They create a positive attitude in every atmosphere they find themselves. They are good listeners. They listen to people. They don't say, I don't want to hear what do you have to offer? You don't have anything good to offer. They don't behave like that. They are very friendly. They are loyal. they show respect to people. You know, as they say that respect begets respect. Resourceful. You give them minimum resources, they're able to use it up to the maximum usage. So we can go on and that. Social skills, I've mentioned that. Workplace skills. Now, effective time management skill. It's very important to manage your time because time is money. Every time the seconds are ticking away. You don't do the right thing at the right time, you are losing money. And they say that time that you have lost, you can't regain it. It's not possible to rewind the clock and go back to the previous 1 hour. It's not possible. So use your time well. Somebody sang a song. He said, time na money. I think it's something Okri. Am I right? Time na money. Use your time well. Money no dey fall from heaven. Do better thing, money go come. Now true talk I dey tell you. Oh. So time is money. Time is money. The way I manage my time. This morning we left the Redemption City because we needed to get here early. And we have been here since about 9 something because we needed to get here early. Whenever I get to a place where they have invited me for a program, I get there early enough. Why? I have time to settle in. I can do some other things. That is how we can manage our life. Because when you waste time, you waste life. Any man that wastes your time is wasting your life. So don't allow people to come and start gossiping, jesting, making fun of other people in your presence when you know how valuable time is. So manage your time very well. Problem-solving skill. Every leader must possess problem-solving skill because that's why you are a leader in the first place. You can't be a leader and you cannot solve problems. You give up. Are you a leader? You are not ready to be a leader. How do you solve problems? No, you must recognize that there's a problem. When you recognize it, define the problem very well. This is the type of problem we have. Clarify it. Define the goals you want to achieve in solving the problem. Identify the cause. There's this one we call fishbone analysis. If you see the fishbone, the head of a fish, you have the fin, what do you call those bones that comes out on either side. You have the tail. What are you trying to say? You're analyzing. What is the root cause? What made this thing to be like this? You have to trace it to the roots. Unless you get to the root, you are only solving the peripheral, the surface. That's not the problem. Then when you know the problem, action plan. Come up with an action plan. Begin to execute the action plan. And you begin to see the results. And you evaluate effectiveness of the result. And that helps you to continuously improve. A leader must possess conflict resolution skills. Why? Because in every setting, organizations, in the home, conflicts will arise. Everywhere, in the church, conflicts will arise. Whether we like it or not. Why? Because we have various types, different kinds of orientations. Our background differs. As our faces differ, same is the way we do things. So you must be able to know that when problems arise, what do you do with the problems? How do you resolve the problem? The mechanisms are there. Critical thinking. Critical thinking skills means that you must be creative. You must be innovative. Do things different ways. There's a saying that if you keep doing the same thing, the same way, you continue to get the same results. That means you need to do it in a different way so that you can get a different result. We must be dynamic in our approach. Coaching and influencing skills for supervisors. Every leader must have a coaching skill, coaching ability. How do you coach your subordinates to make them effective, to make them even better than yourself? Don't look at things in the negative way. You say, I've been teaching him for the past 1 month, 3 months. It's not changing. I don't know what else I can do. Will I open your head and pour this in? No. That's not a good way for a leader to talk. You don't give up on your coachee or your mentee. You continue until you get the result. Practicing active listening skills. We have 2 ears. Am I right? How many ears? How many ears? The essence of that is that we must listen more. When people come with challenges and they want to share their challenges with you, the 2 ears are there because God has designed them for you to have them, to listen more. But unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, in this part of the world, we don't listen. We arrive at conclusion too fast. You have written, even the person who is coming to complain to you, you have already written the person off. He's coming again, oh, he's coming again. I know he will come with problem. You don't even listen to the person. So listening skills is very important. And how do you listen? You must have an eye contact, eye-to-eye contact. Your audience must see you and you must see them, eye to eye. That is when you know that you are communicating and he's communicating with you. Listen and try and do a retrospect of what you heard so that you can hear again. And then, of course, allow people to talk until they are able to exhaust what is in their mind. Ability to remain calm. When you're under pressure, are you calm or you are fidgety? If you are not calm, you can't be a good leader. Most leaders that are not calm, they are not effective. That's the truth. When they cannot work under pressure, you cannot work under stress as a leader, then you are not a good leader. Positivity must be the rule of the game. When people fail to deliver, give them a second chance. Because he failed today doesn't mean he will fail tomorrow. Show compassion. That's part of emotional intelligence. Show compassion. Jesus, our Lord and Savior, is always compassionate. Right? Before he fed the 5,000, he had already spoken to them the word of God on the mount. And in the evening, they were to go home hungry. He called the disciples. Do we have anything to give to these people? The disciples said, nothing. No. Send them away to the city. Let them go and fend for themselves. Jesus Christ said, no. I kept them from morning to evening. We must feed them. What do you have? 5 loaves, 2 fishes. He blessed it, multiplied it, and everybody ate. Let's show compassion to people that we lead. Leaders are humble. And you see a leader who is arrogant, proud, is not yet a leader. Because he feels that he knows it all. A leader is not supposed to be arrogant. Acknowledge their team efforts. Members of your team are the people that are working with you. Always recognize and acknowledge their efforts. Don't take the glory to you alone and say, because you are the leader, taking all the glory. No. Multiply talents. Bring out talents out of yourself. Reproduce. That's what God said. They produce after their own kind. Everything God created produced after its kind. Because God expects us to reproduce after our kind. So if you are a talent or you are talented, reproduce another talent after yourself. Successful supervisors or leaders have integrity. When you remove integrity from the life of a leader, he has failed woefully. Then there's a scandal around the leader. Forget him. They forget everything he had achieved. They don't remember the good things. They are also good examples to emulate, to follow. They treat others how they will be treated. The golden rule is what? Do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. But they say there is even another one now, which they call, I've forgotten whether it's diamond rule now. They say, do unto people they would love to be done unto. Treat them as they would love to be treated. Okay? Encourage the best in your subordinates. Don't always focus on the failures. There are some leaders, all they see in their team members is what they don't do. They don't remember the things they do. The more you emphasize on the failures, the more they fail. But when you encourage them, when you appreciate them for the little they are doing, you will see that they are motivated to do more. How do successful supervisors lead? They lead by lending support, giving support. How are you doing now? You have any challenge in this area? Can I assist you in this area? Start supporting your team. These are skills that are very important that we must have to show that we are good leaders. Coaching. What is coaching? It's a way to guide, to challenge, and support people in achieving their results. That's what coaching is all about. By supporting the people you are coaching, by ensuring that you go through the process and that they are following the process, by ensuring that you give them the opportunity to develop their skills that are required to deliver results. That is what coaching is all about. Now, as a coach, you must ask certain questions. Start asking yourselves certain questions. Do I act in ways that are ethical? Do I earn the respect of my followers? Do I have feelings for my people that I'm leading? What can I do to make them feel much as welcome? What do I do? Do I have the strength of character to be able to be called a leader? And so on and so forth. Coaching is an ongoing responsibility of a leader. You don't end. Mentoring is an unending way by which you develop your mentees. You continue to mentor them until they get to that level of leadership. And you must do an assessment on a regular basis. I have come to the end of this short presentation, and I want to give opportunity for people to ask questions. If you have questions, this is the end of the presentation. Thank you for listening to me. If you have questions, I'm ready to respond to your questions or clarifications. Yes, there's a hand there. Can we please give him the mic? Who is taking the mic round? There's one man there.
Praise the Lord.
Thank you very much, sir. You see, as a subordinate in an organization or somewhere, and I have come to listen to the kind of presentation. Sorry, I say as a subordinate in an organization, I have an opportunity to come and listen to this kind of presentation. And I observe from what you have given us today that there's something wrong in the leadership of where I am or where I work. What would be the best way for the subordinate to kind of maybe try to galvanize the leadership into the right position, or do I just bow out of the organization?
Okay, thank you for that question. You rightly said that what do you need to do to galvanize the leaders? You see, when you send people on programs, what is the expectation? The expectation is that they go back better than they came and begin to put into practice what has been learned. But I tell you, most of the time people go on programs, development programs, it ends there. There's no follow-up. There's no feedback mechanism. Because, and when you learn something, you are not supposed to also hold it to yourself. It is expected to be cascaded to everyone around you so that they can be beneficiaries of the same learning. We organize a program, we bring in leaders, management, as well as staff members together. We do a joint program like that for some organizations. And what do we want to achieve? While we are talking about management, how they need to improve, the leaders and the staff members are listening. So in such kind of training environment, the leaders are listening, and we give opportunity for some of the staff members to also speak out. Most of the time it's a retreat. We do it as a retreat so that there is a symbiotic relationship and knowledge sharing session, that everybody knows where, whether it's management or whether it's staff members, everybody is part of the program. So they won't say they never knew what has been said in that retreat. And they go back to go and implement what has been taught. But we don't just stop at that. We also do a follow-up by doing a post-assessment, post-training or post-retreat assessment. We have a set of questionnaires that we will administer so that at the end of the day, we're able to gauge the level of impact that has been on the participants of that program. And the companies, they get better and better. So I want to say that if the management are not able to imbibe, it's because there are flaws in the program itself, the design of that program, and it will also have effect on the effectiveness of what has been given. So that is the response I have for your question. Any other question? Okay, sir. Okay, ma'am, we are coming to you.
Thank you for your presentation, sir. It's really impactful. You talk about that as a leader, when you assign a responsibility to someone and the person fail, the person should be given a second chance. You said something like that. My question can be in two forms, because how do a leader get his follower to be more committed? You know, there are sometimes in my belief society of people, you assign a responsibility to them, they are negligent about it, they are not committed, they are not serious. That's why you can see some setting, the leader is the one doing the leader is the one doing that, because I know that if I give it to somebody like this, it's going to scatter everything. So what about, and you said that the people should be given another chance. Whereby in the situation whereby you discover that this thing is very important. And if I should give it back to so person, there's tendency that this person might scatter it and he might resolve to another thing. How do we handle this like that?
All right, thank you. You see, most of the time, the problem emanates from the assigned roles we give to people. Most of the time. I didn't say all the time. Most of the time, in the sense that there are certain things you assign to people and they don't have the competencies. They lack the competencies. So when you give roles, before you assign roles, you must be able to assess the capacity of the person you are giving an assignment to. Does he have, and now we talked about skills. Does he have the skills? Does he have the ability? Has he been propped up or prepared for that assigned role? Okay? So the competency framework must be articulated for the entire organization. Because if you who has no capacity, you are setting him up to fail right from the beginning. But it shouldn't stop at that. Okay? There is what we call, of course, I'm sure you should know about performance appraisal management or system. On a regular basis, when you have given somebody assignment, it's not necessarily on a formal setting, at times when you say you are filling appraisal form. No. Carry out a periodic assessment of someone who is doing the job. As a leader, I will go to my subordinate and go and sit with him at times or talk to him. Oga, how are you doing now? Do you have any challenge? He works with me. Yesterday, did I do that or not? How are you doing? Is there any challenge? But we leave everything to them. When it now comes to the time of delivery of result, you said the person failed. How will he not fail? How are you motivating the person? How are you doing follow-up? How are you getting a feedback? These are ways by which we can do things to make people really, because when they have challenges, they will tell you there are challenges. A little pat on the back is enough motivation for some people. If you have a person has delivered on a good job, a letter of commendation is a way of motivating. I'm just trying to tell you, okay. So there's nobody who is unamenable. Everybody can be changed, can be transformed, given the right atmosphere, given the right tools, given the right encouragement. There's nobody that you cannot change. All right? So let's give them opportunities. Any other questions? Mommy, okay, Mommy was raising her hand.
Thank you, sir, for the topic. It's a very wide and interesting topic anyway.
Thank you.
Now, my question is, can we find a perfect leader in any organization that has all these qualities, the skills that it entails, the qualities that you mentioned?
Okay.
Can you find it in any born or made leader?
Thank you very much, ma'am. Let me tell you that Mommy has asked a very good question. Can we appreciate Mommy?
Sorry, sir. And if the answer is no, what percentage can we quantify and say this is a good leader?
Thank you, ma'am. Now, it's not possible to have any perfect leader because it's only God that is perfect. We are still, as long as we are still mortal beings, we are susceptible to faults, problems, frailties, weaknesses. But even at that, you can aim for perfection. Not that you will be perfect, but you can begin to aim for perfection. Paul said that it's not that I have already attained. Abi? He said, but what do I do? I continue to strive and continue to move forward, leaving the things that I've earned before behind and following after the things that are ahead, this and that. So that is what a good leader is. He continues to develop himself, improves himself, learn from other people. I learn some things from my children. Okay? There are certain things I don't know that I have to, these children now of these days, they can be very, when it comes to use of information technology. So I learn from them. You can't say you're a leader and say, I don't want them to know that I don't know this thing. You are not ready to learn then. So you can improve on your ability. In fact, life is about learning. It's a continuous learning. If you say you have already gotten to the apex of your learning, then you have not started. Because there will always be new things to learn. So no perfect leader, but a leader must not say because there's no perfect leader and you don't make effort to develop yourself. I am still learning. I went back to school to go and do doctorate program because I want to know more. I'm not a professor. Professor is ahead of me. Okay? And so on. So people try to develop themselves to ensure that they keep on getting better and better. I think that should be the last question because we have to be on our way.
Thank you, sir.
After now.
My own is likely like mommy's own. Do you have any difference between a boss and a leader?
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you,
a very good one. A boss is different from a leader. From the word boss, a boss bosses people. He calls himself, do you know I'm the boss here? He wants to ascribe that leadership to himself. But a leader, all the traits, all those characteristics that we have been mentioning since morning, they are traits of a leader. A leader is humble, a leader leads, a leader guides, a leader coaches, a leader mentors. We can go on and on like that. A leader puts himself in the work to show the way, to ensure he motivates people. But a boss, he forces people, he commands, he punishes every time. He doesn't recognize anything good in the team. Thank you very much for listening to us. We appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much.
In the corporate world, we cannot afford to, you understand, for people like this per hour, you know how much they collect, you understand best, to the glory of God, he has come, to kind of sow, is it not? You understand, to make impact and whatever. And because we have been impacted, let us just clap for him again and appreciate him again. Thank you very much. God bless you. The last speaker, please come up. The Smedan guy, Leke from Smedan, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria. Let's hear from the government perspective. Let's hear what the government has, you understand, for entrepreneurs in Nigeria. Thank you once again and God bless you. He has a slide though, please. You want to present his slide? You will come up. Who is a leader? Momiwa, who is a leader? Okay, who is your kind of leader? You understand? The kind of leader you desire. Oh yeah?
leader is someone that have a listening ear. Yes, yes, and humbles him or herself.
Gra person. All right. Mommy princess, what kind of leader you desire? And you look on now. What kind of leader ni efe desire? Oh yeah.
For me, I would desire a leader who is empathic. Yes, that putting people, putting himself under somebody's position. A good listener, a problem solver, somebody that can change situation, transformational leadership. That's what I'm looking for, and God will help us.
That you have been right. What is your concept of leadership, Daddy?
A leader is somebody who can lead by example.
Someone that can lead by example. Yahweh, who is your kind of leader?
My style of leadership is someone that puts herself into the work, not that you just lead. And if I put myself in, able to pull others.
Okay. Our people from the health sector, can lead that sense. So, oh yeah.
Yeah, a leader is somebody that is compassionate, that puts, when the person, as a medical person, you see that this person is sick, you are compassionate, you want to help that person. Then a leader is a problem solver. You know that there is a problem in the community, like during the time of COVID, you can think of, okay, what solution can we give? How can we come in to help? So a problem solver, a compassionate person, someone that has good ability to teach, presentation skill. It's very, very important.
As she was talking, I was now saying, okay, in content nínú ọkọ wọn rèé. Pastor Adeleke, do you agree with what she said? Who is your kind of leader?
Well, for me, my kind of leader is an intentional leader who does things intentionally. That you would do things and they will ask you why. You say, oh, that maybe just trying to try it out. Intentional leader is my kind of leader.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Please, they are all speakers, so presenters. So yeah, clap for all of them. You understand? I should have come to you and you, but because of time, so we are still coming back. Thank you very much. Leke, can you hold on now? Okay. You can move on. Okay. Check it out. Okay. Hello. Okay. He said it's better.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, my name is Leke Babalola. I work for SMIDA. It's an acronym for Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria. Sometimes people mistaking it for, maybe sometimes they will say, is it an association? It's not an association. It is the apex body in Nigeria, the apex institution in Nigeria for MSME development. And when I say MSME development, I mean micro, small, and medium enterprises. As of today, we have also added NMSMEs to it. That's nano, which is more smaller than micro. These are various categories of enterprises that we have, which each and every one of us falls into one or two of those categories. So we first of all appreciate the leadership of the church for such an initiative, coming up with such ideas. Because even the church are beginning to feel it. A situation where people bring their personal problem to church, economic problem, their own private economic problem, bringing it to church. And I think the church has looked inward to feel what can we actually do How can we give people the knowledge? How can we expose them to world of opportunities, or how they can sustain themselves? Because one of the crises in homes that we all know is money. Abi, is that not so? Issues of money, that's a major crisis inside the home. Eh? Is that not the love of money, Abi? Is it the love of money? Or the love of delivery? Because when you are to deliver in home, you should be able to spend through one means or the other. So it's an issue. And you don't expect people to start bringing church issues to church. Because when the pastor is trying to treat what the issue is, it boils down on what? On money. He's not doing enough. Is that not so? So we can understand. We also have to thank Dr. Odutola for facilitating, my coming. What I mean by he has been on me that I should not forget I should come. Because apparently the last time I came was almost like 15 years ago. So when I was coming around, I was focusing on that small building. I never knew that there is a new big building, you know. So let's appreciate the church. The church is growing, is developing. So also we pray that people should grow along with the church and the leadership. You know, I wanted to ask the Oga that left that, you know, sometimes the followers can be headache. So how do we position that? Because in Nigeria, it is mixed, Abi? Both leaders and followers, it is mixed. I used to have a friend, you know, I actually work in Warrior Office. I'm in charge of Delta State Office. I am the head of that place. If you Google Smidan and you check the state offices, you will see picture of each person in those offices and their phone numbers. So you surely see our phone numbers there. Though I worked so many years in Lagos office. In fact, I even spoke to the person in Lagos this morning. We talk at length, you know. So we have offices in the 36 states of Nigeria, and nowhere you find yourself that you won't see Smidan. And who is Smidan, or what is Smidan? It's actually, like I said, it's a federal government agency, the apex body for MSME development. You know, and Smidan was established by the Act of 2003, you know, as a one-stop shop for MSME to access various informations, resources, as it case may be, for their business to grow. And what is the vision of Smidan? To grow the Nigerian economy. And how do we grow the Nigerian economy? By creating an enabling ecosystem for prosperity for the Nigeria business person. You know, I'm coming back to, because I don't like too much grammar. I like coming down to heart. Especially when you hear that I'm coming from Niger Delta, they don't like too much English. So I will come down to heart. But let me be official a bit. Is that not so? But business is practical. Is that not so? It is not theory. Like one of the Ogas who presented ahead of me was trying to ask us, define entrepreneurship. And I like his statement that, you know, he didn't give us a definite entrepreneurship. Abi, he didn't give us a definite. Your case is different from this woman's case. This woman's case is different from this man's case. So your case determines your own definition. Is that not so? When we go to doctor, where it is pain you is different from somebody else that came to see the same doctor. So you manufacture your own definition by yourself. Because when people are asking questions, for example, you stand up and define your own entrepreneur by yourself, people will ask you questions, and you should be able to do what? To defend that question based on what you experienced. Because why? Business is what? It's practical. It's not theory. You can read the theory, you can do everything. But in the case of Nigeria, Abi, let's take Nigeria as a case. Business is practical. Is that not so? Even if you read all those things, you will experience some certain things that this person did not experience. Your experience may differ. Some things may be similar. Is that not so? You were able to struggle and have access to funds. This one is not able to have access to funds. Is that not so? You can see that so many experiences can differ. But that is one of the reasons why we positioned ourselves as a one-stop shop for businesses to strive so that you can meet me down. Our mission is to provide access to knowledge, fund the tools and market to help business to grow. Then the next one has to do with different categories of MSMEs, but we won't really go into that. This particular slide just make us to have understanding of, we have nano, we have micro, we have small, medium, and they are categorized according to millions. And when we hear millions, we don't want to get, this is not why we are here. We are here on how can I, as a person, benefit and get exposed to some certain things. So let's quickly move on. Fine, like I said, we have different offices in all the states. Let me quickly move on. SMEDA is headed by a director general. That's Mr. Charles Odi. He's our present DG as of now. And he's a very creative and innovative director general. He's just like an entrepreneur. When I'm opportune to stand before people and I try to explain entrepreneurship to them, I tell them that, together with what my previous speaker has said, what I tell them is, when you look at entrepreneurship, it's a creative and innovative response to the environment. It's a creative and innovative response to the environment, which can take place in any field. Let me break it down. I say it's a creative and innovative response to the environment. I'm relating that to the Director General of SMEDA, who has been creating and innovating in his leadership of the agency. So I'm bringing it back to the entrepreneurs. Creative and innovative response to the environment. That response to the environment, let me use the word response. Response comes in two ways. It's either it favors you, you are getting the right feedback, Abi, or you are not getting the right feedback. And you feel that thing is innovative and creative. Is that not so? But it should be able to respond to the environment, and the environment too is supposed to be what? Give you a feedback that you are moving in the right direction, you are making headway. You are making headway. And to the environment. And what's in that environment? Somebody give me an idea of what's in that environment. In the environment, what's inside the environment? We have so many factors in that environment. What is the number one? If na Niger Delta now, they will don't tell me their number one headache. And what is that? In that environment, the number one headache in that environment. Well, security, well, that's a beautiful one. What did you say? Oil spillage, well, that's a good one. Maybe we are shy to say it, government policy. Is that not so? We are shy to say it. Maybe it's government official that is standing before us. Abi? We complain about that government policy so much. Even before the enactment of the new tax law, we have always been complaining about multiple levies. Abi? Is that not so? Even you will see, business is practical. Is that not so? I don't know if some of us have been able to work in the midnight before. You will see those trucks that carry fruits into Lagos. They time themselves. Is that not so? Why? Why do you think they time themselves coming into Lagos? Can somebody give an idea? Why are they coming at that time? Is it because of traffic or what? Why? Why do you think they are coming? Sorry? Levies. Same levies, Abi? Police checkpoint. Okay. Even police don't know, say, we no go sleep because of now. Now won't beat us. So, different levies at every point in time. And there is supposed to be a serious, strong policy concerning that. Even though, on the side of the government, don't mind me, I may be talking from two sides of the mouth, Abi? From government and from the people. Because we are for the people. Because we used to say one thing, that we call ourselves civil servants. At a point in time in your life, maybe after 35 years, you are coming to join the people. So now be speaking from two sides of the mouth. Because if you are talking from this angle, you will come and join them later. And somebody will now see you later who has grown his business to some certain and say, oh God, no you they teach us. Now here you see the Abi. That's how, in our Niger Delta, their mouth, they will say it raw the way it is, and you will feel ashamed. So what am I trying to say? Many roles that Smithern is actually playing, pushing up so many policies to guide the MSMEs, more or less advocacy on behalf of the SME. Today, we've been trying to do what we call State Council on MSMEs. We have National Council on MSMEs headed by the Office of the Vice President. And you may want to ask, what does that got to do with us? What has to do with us is they need feedback from people who are running the business through different BMOs. We call them business membership organization, that's associations, at the bigger level and all that, and various categories of people to make inputs. Government does not want to just create that paper and finish it and say we are done. They should have input in it about their recommendations, about their challenges, access to funds, access to finance, power supply, infrastructure, and so many other things that the business people need for them to grow. So we are working on that, and as of today, I'm still struggling in Delta to get the attention of the governor to inaugurate state council. We have the national one, but the state are supposed to inaugurate, call the people in their state for feedback. Then the report will be put together. Then the Smithern in each state will forward the report to the national level, so that all the issues will be harmonized and put together, so that we now the feeling that everybody has made inputs in that policy. So what are the other things Smithern do? We do business clinics, we do business development services. All these ones are English, Abi? Because sometimes when I read all these things, the English is too much. And if English is too much, they say we hide so many things inside English. Unless you talk Cocoa. That's why you like the likes of the Niger Delta. When they speak the pidgin English, it is raw. You understand? It doesn't polish anything. Even when they say, Oga, you don't come again, wait till you get for us. But in Lagos, they like to package. Is that not so? Oga, wait till you get for us. In fact, I like the beautiful arrangement of this place. If it is Niger Delta, they say, Oga, food day, we no shop come. Is that not so? They will tell you the way it is. And in fact, when I left Lagos, I was struggling, but later on, I have to abide. So my style of training and presentation have to triple down. You understand the system? Instead of me speaking too much grammar too, because when I was in Lagos, I do so many things. Even outside office, I've trained pre-retirement program for Guinness staffs, for Mobile in Malu Road, Guinness staffs in Sheraton, through Tom and Associates. Tom and Associates is a big consulting firm. I'm their faculty member. Anytime they have issue, they give me a call and all that. I speak too much grammar then. But when I got to Niger Delta, my English is not good again. Because you need to talk practical. Tell these people. In fact, when I became part of them, we had a women program. They were telling me, Oga, you don't know us too much now. How many years you don't spend safe where you know us too much? And I've not spent more than 4 years there. Though 20 years in Smithern. Majority of the years are in Lagos before going to Niger Delta. So what other things does Smithern do, as I was saying? Promoting of enterprises, stimulating entrepreneurship. We are beginning to see that, okay, this entrepreneurship that we talked about, why not extend it to schools? Why not extend it to schools? One thing about government is funding. Government, too, as you entrepreneurs are complaining of funding, government too are complaining of funding. But government, let me use Smithern. Don't let me use the word government. Let me use Smithern. So what Smithern is doing is to create partnership with international agencies. UNIDO, GIZ. GIZ is German International Corporation and all that. These people have funds. But when you give them an idea that this is what we want to do, and they see that's a label idea, they fund it for us. In fact, there are some projects in Smithern, in head office Abuja, that they are funding it. So that is what they've been doing, to fund the idea of extending entrepreneurship training programs to schools, tertiary institutions, and secondary schools too, which is still ongoing as at now. Then, what are the other programs of Smithern? Let me quickly go to that one, because we have so many things to talk about, so I'll be a bit faster. we ran so many categories of program, and one beautiful one that we started that program, but the whole idea of that program is if it is getting successful, it should be handed over to the state government. But you know how some, I'm not talking about Lagos, you know how some, in fact, you need to go outside Lagos to see that some states, they are matter. If you hand something over to them, they will say, I remember we ran an entrepreneurship program. You know, I like talking with experience so that it will sink more. We wanted to run an entrepreneurship program to train their teachers for them and to tell them some of the things Smedan is doing so that we can continue to, you know, support them and monitor that entrepreneurship program becomes successful in their various schools. And then we told them, but we felt, okay, let us jumpstart from the capital. It's just like, let us start from Ikeja. You get it? Let us start from Ikeja. Now, in their own wisdom, they gave us a list. By the time they gave us the list, we had to contact the people now, Abi. By the time they are contacting or recommending the people to us, they are coming all the way from Wari, all the way from Sapele. These are places that we take 3-4 hours because of the bad road to come to the capital. I don't know, maybe you understand. Somebody coming from Badagry. Badagry is even near. But their own, those states, those places are far, so that it's a real traveling. And by the time they came, there is a problem. The people were putting problem on Smida. That what about our accommodation? What the arrangement Smida have is to give them 3 days, you know, allowance for coming for the training, then feed them. That is the arrangement. But from there, we enter trouble. And what is the trouble? The people are on our neck. Now just call us, come here, come make us suffer. That is when we started seeing that some people came that far. And we told them, people from that, you know, capital, that city, not far away. So you can see that even though we carry out some programs, these are the challenges we face. We say one thing, but people that want to help us to facilitate it, they do otherwise. I know one time where we dropped a letter with the governor. Yeah, Lagos is working very well. You drop a letter. We keep being on them. The letter is concerning State Council on MSMEs. We keep being on them. At a time, somebody called, we went to government. I used to tell my colleague, go, be on their neck. He will go. He say, one in where the drop letter is, there is a place name they call it, where we normally drop mail for them. The person had to come, my colleague one day say, my brother, come. This one where they come every time. Now letter where they want make governor see, go see. Now letter no fit move. Wait till they want benefit. Now letter no go anywhere. And meanwhile, my head office is expecting a positive return in Abuja. So you can see that some things are practical over there. But even you have to thank God this person even, because now you are opportune to even get that information. Is it not an opportunity? Is it not a testimony that you get that information? Now your waka come here and there. You know if you walk, and no go reach anywhere. So you understand. So that place is full of fun. Let me use the word fun. So it's some of the challenges we face in the course of such programs. Then going to this particular one local government, one product. It's a good initiative that we jumpstart that program. The program is to identify products, communities first, and those communities we have to identify products that have comparative or competitive advantage over another community. You know, like a competition. That MTN day here, how can we support MTN so that they can be doing well? Glo day here, how can we support Glo to be doing well? So if everybody is doing well, what does it bring? It brings economic returns to where they are. I don't know, maybe you get what I mean. If you are doing well in your own area, and this person is doing well in his own area, you can see that you look beyond competition, Abi. You are growing. As you are growing, you are expanding, you need more hands, Abi. You need to employ more. The business needs to grow more. You need more space. Maybe possibly you need more funds, more raw materials. And that raw material where you dey buy 20 pieces before. Because you are growing, you need to increase the demand for raw material. You can see that the economy is now growing beyond the issue of competition among you two. So that was the whole idea of that one local government, one product. You know, where we give people funds between 2 million to 5 million. And the way, and it's a revolving thing, the way we did it is, okay, by the time we identify those cooperative, of course, it's a process anyway. It's a process. By the time we now identify it, we give them the fund. 70% of that fund is loan. Are you getting me? 70% of that fund is loan. That loan does not have interest. Does not even have 0.5. Not to talk of 2 digits. It's like a free money. Let me use that word, free money. But return it. And the microfinance now pushes those money through, because Smidan does not actually, it's not a financial institution, Abi. Sometimes people come to Smidan and say, Abi, I need money, I need money. We have windows of programs, projects, through which we now fund businesses. Not like bank where I need money, I give you money directly. We are not really funding institution, but we must ensure we carry out or develop various programs to support and fund businesses. You can see that it's not direct, Abi. It is indirect. So that is the position. So we fund businesses through that particular program, that first program called OLOP. But I know when I was getting feedback about this, you know, in Abuja, that I was mounting pressure for, you know, we've been running this thing over 7-8 years. And it has been going on well, but not everywhere. You know, like one of my friends in Warri that we used to hang out together. He works with Delta State Licensing Office. When you sit down with that guy, somebody can't report somebody to RAM. Do you know what he will tell the person? Oh, boy, make you cool down. Not be black man. Not be black man, you can't report. If not black man, you can understand. Do a black man get problem? Yeah? If you report anybody to him, we say no be black man. And if not black man, why you won't kill yourself? You can see that there is a problem. Is there a problem with black man? I think it's a problem of personality, Abi. Not with black man, but that is his own way of quoting it. That no be black man, you know. So, what challenges did we have in the course of that? It has been successful, but when I spoke to one of my colleagues, you know, he now told me that this particular program has been successful in the north. It has been successful in the southwest, but that our side, reach, they no agree return anything back. You understand? So it's a challenge. And meanwhile, what I have been able to sit with the Commissioner of Trade and Investment, Delta State, so many times. You know, it was somebody that linked me, because to see those people safe. But when you meet them and they are able to deliver, say some things, they'll say, then go like you. Especially, you know what I mean by deliver. No, to speak English, yo. Because the day I was up, deliver where I mean, I go describe them for you. Deliver where they mean for Lagos, if it is different from that place. You people are getting me, Abi? Sorry that I didn't mix my language together. That's where I'm from. The day I went to meet the man said, wonderful. So you people are doing all these things and you don't carry us along. You have to also be careful, because when you take your project and you present it, then go give you full list. You will even forget people when they come your office. I don't know, maybe you get it. And when you hear full list means their homes. You can understand the issue of the black man, where that guy talk. Their homes, maybe possibly their communities alone. And it's supposed to be spread. And you know, when government carry out projects, they target numbers. That we want to support people, so numbers. You understand? That's how government works. They have a target number. So, you now felt, carry the states, you know, institutions along with you. Because it is their people you are supporting. Carry them along. If you carry them along too much, then go hijack them. We have run a program before that when I bought the paper, the newspaper came. what they are saying, we are the one who, it was that program that I delivered for, I told you, if you can deliver, Abi? So the day I met the commissioner, I said there are some people, they need support. They are into fish farming. And that fish farming, they need support and all that. It's a big farm. I said, no problem. A program is actually coming up. I will see how I can key them in. And I keyed them in. And Smeda funded them. Smeda asked what they wanted. They said, so, fabricator, this one. Smeda said, okay, we send you the money. As they are crediting them, they are sending me they snapshot it to me. So I did follow up. And they said they received it. They will get the crane to be smoking the fish and all that. And which they did perfectly. So by the time they did that, I was communicating with the commissioner now. Now, Oga, I have delivered the people you recommend. He said, good. The day they are to do the opening and launching, the man has a meeting with the governor inside government house. But the man said he will come. He wanted to confirm, say, I delivered. So we couldn't start the program in time, but we are doing some presentations by some of the fish farmers and all that. And they came and they were presenting and all that, He virtually came and he saw it and he launched it and he did everything, And I am also to deliver to my head office, Abi, that it is done and all that. And I have to buy the newspaper and all that. By the time I read that paper and said, it is the Delta State government that supported these people, I couldn't send that paper. You can see how, you can see some things. If you are not firm in some areas, then go push you come out. And you realize that, what is all this? So it's a wonderful program that has been going on well, especially that whole up, where we give the funding to farmers, and 70%. 30% of the money is grants, 70% is loan, but the loan has no interest. And it is a moratorium of 6 months before they will start paying back. One beauty, some people, the challenges we also have is, I went to one place in Warri. Even before Warri, I went to a place. You know what those ones did? Immediately Smeda fund and they said, but may we share this money now? May we share them. May we share and make everybody. So we go they remit them back one after the other. And they did it. They shared the money separately. Now, they have a leader now, the cooperative, when they came to Smeda office to sign the MOU and all that. So now, they are now giving the leader headache. Now you never pay. Now so person never pay. This one don't pay. This one money come late. This one money come late. This one. So they don't remit the money as at when due. Then there are some that are doing beautifully well. An example is some people in Warri. When the money came, they are into fish farm too. When the money came, do you know what they did? They just said, we don't share the money. What we do is, we turn the money around. And how did they turn the money around? Because where they are is a large expanse of land where we have so many fish farmers. But they carved themselves out to form a cooperative. And they now identify the needs of the farmers there. And what is the major needs of a fish farmer? You want to start rearing fish. What is going to be the first headache you will be having? Can somebody guess? Feeding. Even as human being, feeding a headache. I mean, no be so. If to say we dey here, that line will never pass through. We understand what will go happen. Abi? That nylon that wet round. If to say that nylon never come, Abi? So feeding becomes an issue. So after that, identifying that gap, and they feel we can fill in that gap, turning it into a business. They now use that millions to purchase feeds. They now store it. You can see that they think outside the box. They are thinking outside the box that others will not think of that. They bought those feeds, they store it. They are now adding money to sell it. So now, there are two options for farmers that are there. You may say, I don't want to buy feeds from them. It's too costly. Now, if you feel you don't want to buy from them, you go far to get it. Transport, cost of bringing it, and everything, we add up. And they see things, you can see, we see things differently, unlike others. Then again, we have this agribusiness development and empowerment program. You know, this one I just finished. There are a whole lot of story concerning it. Oh. I don't see people who carry they say go police station because of spending money. You share them, you know share them. Now you shop the money, they carry they say go police station. Is this Smedan problem? It's not Smedan problem. And sometimes the head office may want to blame us that we didn't do our own due diligence to understand. But you don't know, I said black man, Abi, you will not truly know people. Finish, Abi. You can't know people 100%. And people can pretend to be where they are not. My colleague has gone to inspect a farm. This same program. If I start the story from this way, you people go just laugh for here. He went to inspect. As they got there, they've told him we are coming. Another person is coming from Abuja. When they got there, do you know what happened? The person welcomed them. Say, okay, oh yeah, let's go. The person now carry phone. They call somebody else. Where the farm day now? I don't know, maybe you get what I'm saying. You applied for this thing, and we take you. You know, we've gone to inspect it and all that, whatever. Now, they now said, okay, before we, you know, do the transfer of the funds to you and all that, for you people to move on, as the leader of the cooperative, we want to see the farm. The team now came. In the prayer of somebody that come from Abuja, at least maybe they cover our shame, small, Abi. Somebody that came from Abuja. And my colleague that went with them, you are now calling somebody and say, where the farm day now? You understand those challenges. Then another case, we went to see somebody, and as we go see that one was trying to welcome them well. Say, let them buy drink. Let them. My girlfriend, no be that one we find come here. We want to see the place. Maybe he's trying to put things in order, Abi. That's why I want to. If he has the opportunity, we give them a quality drink safe, so that they will forget what they came to do. So these are the cases concerning many cases experience concerning that particular one. Then we have this agribusiness development and empowerment. It's a women program, and that one try to identify women in business, especially into agric-related business, and we're able to give them equipment. We identify various areas where their business lies, and we come up with equipment which were distributed to them as cooperatives. Then we have this women self-employment too, YSP. It is also related to that particular one. Then there is one, National Business Skills Development Initiative. That one is really, it has always been going on well. Well, what we try to do, this has to do with youth. They will be trained in various skills, and the equipment will be given to each and every person that attends that program. And it's going on well. And then the more Smina 2 grows, the more we upskill the kind of equipment we give to them. I remember when we started, we gave them this sewing, some that are into fashion. We gave them this this Paco sewing machine, like that one that they used to carry. But we've upgraded them. For the past few years, we've been giving them this electronic fashion sewing machine. We've been giving it to them. And let me tell you another challenge we have over there. I don't know of Lagos much, but I know Lagos are enterprising. They are really, really enterprising. Another challenge we have over there is, by the time you shortlist and you pick these people, they don't find buyer to buy that machine. Those are the challenges we have over there, And you will want to agree with me when that guy say black man, Abi? Always with hidden agenda. That's the end result of his talk. When he say black man, he will say always with hidden agenda. Why is a black man always having hidden agenda? So, and that is a serious issue over there. So, what I try as much as possible to do is to do what I call mindset re-engineering. There you have a mindset. So how do you work on their mindset? Mindset re-engineering. If you are giving something and you are selling it out to this person, indirectly or directly, you are empowering the person, and the person is growing, and you remain where you are. There is a way you, not be say you go use strong mouth, talk to Rambo. You go turn am to fight. Now your business. Now you get am. No be me get am. So you make them see reason. So it will flow with you. So you can see that it's a very sensitive area, unlike Lagos, where we speak English and everybody understands. So that is a challenge. Then we have also conditional grant scheme. That conditional grant scheme targeted nano, maybe small too, nano small, because it's a 50,000 grant. It's small, Abi. We will upgrade it. As of 3 years ago, it's 50,000, but we couldn't run it last year. But we should be able to run it hopefully this year. But I'm sure they will have upscaled the amount each person gets. We targeted nano, where they fill the form, and we also try to do what we call financial inclusion, so that they can start making use of this banking system. You know, all those rural, local market people, they don't like the banking system. They are not even used to it. So how do we do it? As government agency that wants them to grow. And you can't force them to grow. You can only indirect pamper them to grow. Especially that side. I don't know, Lagos. You must pamper them to grow so that they will reason with you and grow along with you. So what we try to do is that they try to fill their informations in a form. We send it to a bank with their maybe NIM, wherever. So a bank uses that to open an account. If you tell them come to bank, they will not answer you. Even for them, say come for training. Bros, not today. But you saw the text yesterday, or guy. You for us, show. I don't know. Not today. Okay, I go show. You understand? So I tell my colleagues that that I say, if you come to my state, it's a whole lot of headache. Because when you come to a hall from Abuja office and you see people, if you know the work it takes me to follow them talk, you know. Sometimes they want to take the mic to follow them. I will say, okay, you can start the talk. Let me talk in a language they will understand, though. I have told one before, he said I shouldn't worry, he spoke to them. When one go stand up, he say, I like what our state government they do. I say, you see? Make I carry mic, tell them who tell them to come here. He's saying like what is their state government they do. You should be able, let me talk in a language they understand. So that you do what they call, what I said, mindset re-engineering. So waiting they carry for mind come. You go first of all, welcome them. Come begin, change them gradually. These are not the things I'm used to when I was in Lagos now. But when you are there, I have to upscale. I have to upgrade myself and come down to their level. So it's a whole lot of work concerning that conditional grant scheme, and it went well. It went well. Only that, it can't be 100% perfect. It can't be 100% perfect. Because I remember when I was in Sapele, because I like making reference to some certain things, success and some of the big challenges. All these things are going on in Lagos at the same time. I'm just telling you all the programs of SMIDA. We went there. As we are finishing there, we are rounding up there. Some people came. They said they no call them. Why? Because we they do them for. We are just doing our own work. So it took a lot of challenge, to convince them and all that. Meanwhile, we are supposed to leave immediately and go to the next place. By the time we are getting to the next place, they don't vex. Now keep us here for long. Say now won't give us money. Meanwhile, we are not giving money. We are just coming to sensitize them, and they will feel those informations. You understand? It is the informations they feel that will now carry. Later on, we translate to the transfer of the money. So one man was the one shouting past. He looks educated. He's shouting, how much be the money where we want to give it? I say, oh God, I can't be talking to you alone. Let's start so that I can tell the people alone. Because if I'm telling you, this one go ask again. If I tell you this one go ask again, I go tell everybody. When I tell the man, say, see what I want to give, you know what the man talk? So now just 50,000 naira. Now you not going to carry us keep for a year. So I have to tell the man that, okay, you know what? You don't fall into the category of people where we target. You, at your sitting, you can finish pepper soup and some drinks with 50,000, right? Somebody who is selling gala, charcoal, sells charcoal. That 50,000 might buy a bundle of charcoal. It will translate to money. That person selling gala, if you buy some boxes of the gala, it will translate into something return for the person. You can see the level of people we targeted. So you where will come, I don't even know how you take. The man now kept quiet. Others come, they say, So you can understand how the system works. So we are also running a program, which everybody should quickly take advantage of this one. Smeda is running a free Smeda free CAC registration, but for enterprise alone. How many have heard about it? You've heard about it. Have you enrolled into it? You have not. Okay, please take advantage of that. www.smedanregister.ng. Take advantage of it. See, when you are feeling that, let me tell you what you will meet there. When you feel it, you get to a point, it will ask you questions. Is this, because you will give yourself a business name, Abi? Give yourself a business name, your address, your everything. You will now get to that place. It will now ask you, is your business name, that one that you feel up, is that name registered? You don't need to lie. No. If you say no and you continue and you submit, automatically you qualify for them to put you inside the list of those they will give free registration to. You understand what I mean? If you ask you, is your business registered? If you say no, you automatically qualify for Sminan to give you free registration. You understand the English now? So you qualify automatically. So you feel it, you say, and then that thing has two things. You know, it's a win-win situation. If you feel it, Smidan is building a database too, so that we know different people are in business. So it is helping Smidan to help you. Then second, you get the CAC free registration. Then third, it's also, gives you a Smidan certificate. It gives you a Smidan certificate. But for some people that feel reluctant to do those things, I tell them, the way Smidan is positioned in Nigeria as of today, if federal government or any other institution or government want to do something, they normally bring Smidan on board. We've run program during UWIN. During UWIN too, during that time of ex-president Jonathan, they bring Smidan on board. It's not Smidan program, but Smidan as the SME apex body for SME development, as apex body for entrepreneurship in the country, they will always bring us on board. That is when you will now start running that, let me get their certificates online. And you know Nigeria network now. That time where you need the express no go come in time. Abi, I won't do express. So it is better for one to register on that platform. And that platform too, what Smina is also doing for that platform is, if we want to run program, we want to start, doing our selection online. You get it? Because some of the things we do is manual, as in state manager, give us the list of 100 entrepreneurs. Ordinarily, they can say, we will select Lagos online from our database. So that's where, that database will start working at a point in time. In fact, at the last administration, the vice president approached Smidan for data. That time we have not started this generating, these data. As a few years ago, the last administration asked Smidan, approached Smidan for database of SMEs, so that they want to run a program. It is their program, Office of the Vice President, not Smidan program. But they don't have database of SME. So it is Smidan that can provide that for them. These are the SMEs in this state, in this state, in this state. So you can approach them and run the program. So it is very important for us to do all that. Then we have some matching funds too with some banks. Even as of today, the Delta State Ministry has approached Smidan. They have 50 million. They want Smidan to match it, so that the BOI is usually the custodian of such funds, so that the SME can access funds through it. So also Lagos. Lagos is coming up with so many partnerships like that too. So you can approach Lagos office too for other, partnership they are doing. And one beautiful thing about Lagos is full of SME activities. Various international agencies, private agencies, they have the fund. But they need the SMEs, genuine SMEs. And they can't come to the streets to meet you. Sure, They can't start walking around the street to come to your shop or offices or factories to meet you. So that is the reason why you must establish a relationship with Smidan. All those international agencies can only approach Smidan. Sometimes you will see Oyibo, they will now say, okay, let us visit few of them. That's when you now see that it's real. So it's better you approach and establish a relationship with Smidan. So that when you establish a relationship with Smidan, by then, when opportunity comes, you don't need to be far-fetched with that. Then we are also running various programs too, because somebody was talking about power supply. In fact, one ex-president, they asked him, how far about this power problem for SME? They say, power belongs to who? To God. You can see that the situation is now that power belongs to, so it's not in the hands of humans again. So, in fact, we partner with what they call Rural Electrification Agency. It's a federal government agency too. That one is not Smedan program. I'm telling you that, they call Smedan on board. They want to distribute and install solars to, nano micro, who can't afford, but they need light and power supply. They were targeting rural areas actually, but people in the city end up doing the application more. Me and they do, and they came, they installed. I told some people that time, but they didn't take it serious. They didn't take it serious. It is not Smedan affair, but they need the SMEs from Smedan. So we now have to call the SMEs, apply. It is not Smedan program, apply. And they came to install. But guess who they will give glory to now? It is who? It is Smedan. But some may not know that it is not actually Smedan. That's the reason why we said the way Smedan is positioned, establish relationship with them. They will always call us on board. As at yesterday, to Standard Organization of Nigeria, Lagos was calling me that they said I'm the one there. I said yes. He said we tell them to contact me, that they want to run a program. They need the SMEs from us. From my mind, I wanted to tell them that now no get SMEs, not be Standard Organization for Nigeria, but they are right to have approached Smedan, so that they can get the SME for them and they can deliver, the opportunities available in their own agency. And I'm sure even the Export Promotion Council has approached us before. I never even knew the money was huge like that for people who are going into export. They gave them almost, it's a huge amount, millions, 20, 30 million. In fact, I met one of the directors who said that money was huge. That even myself, I have to manufacture my farm. My brother, I'm not going to lie to you. I have to manufacture my own fish farm. And I got the money that I won't really lie. You understand? So you can see that, one of the functions or one of the activities of Smedan is disseminating information to entrepreneurs. But if you don't move close to them, how will you able to get informed? If I tell you what is going on as at now, it may be different from what might be coming up next week. You understand? That is Smedan for you. They might call me from Abuja that we need so number of SMEs, this thing is coming up and whatever. You can see that this is a new information now coming. As at the time we meet last, that information was not available. So that is the reason why you need to actually get close to Smedan and establish relationship with Smedan. And when it comes to funding, we are trying as much as possible to create various windows of funding for different categories of SMEs. And so many banks, Sterling Bank, so many banks like that have approached Smedan. But do you know why Smedan slows down a bit at times? Smedan fights for the requirement and condition for the SMEs. You understand what I mean? Because they themselves, they want to use backdoor. Say, Smedan, let us have access to SMEs now. As long as they want to, it should be a win-win situation. Not for Smedan. Win-win for our SMEs, who you are asking us to meet, then for you. As of today, there is something we recommended to Airtel. And they've test run that in 6 states. Airtel Communication. They've run that in 6 states, I think. Yeah, 6 states. They want to empower women. And Lagos has done their own. I think it was 100 or so women or more. They've done their own. They did it in Lagos, Enugu, Kano, Akwa Ibom, and just 6 states. And it is going on, and they empower them. They empower them with, it's more or less like a fintech thing. And what I mean by fintech thing is that they will, like OPay, you know the way OPay works. It's not like an OPay thing. You know, MTN too have this Momo, where you can, like a micro credit to people. So they are trying to do that, with yes, like smart cash, you get it. So they are trying to do that, but they've piloted it in 6 states. Though it has not come to Delta, and they feel, it will still go round. So that's another thing. So let me just round up to my last slide here and encourage us. We should take time to understudy the tiny hands. We all know the hands now, the tiny hands. We don't know how they work. Their major strength is in their abilities to plan for the future, delegate responsibility, and set clear-cut objectives. We should look beyond the challenges in starting a business. There is a direct relationship between challenges and results. The greater the challenge, the greater the results. Start something now, and like we always advise people, there is no right way to do what? To do a wrong thing. We should do things right. Thank you so much. As we advise you, think big, but start small and prosper. Think globally, but act locally. Thank you so much for listening. These are our addresses and some of the informations you may need on the screen. You know, if you have like our website and the registration link too, they are on the screen. So that if you want to register with Smidam, you can go through that and get your information. Then our Lagos office is at 24 Fatai Atere Way. 24 Fatai Atere Way, beside the canal. You know, at Ladikpo, that Fatai Atere Ladikpo Way. That's where our office is. When you get to that estate gate, you ask for Smidam office. Then you ask for Dr. Bumi Kole Daudu. You ask for him, Dr. Bumi Kole Daudu. You ask for him, and he will give us necessary and adequate support we may need. Thank you so much once again. Any question? Okay.
Please, I want to find out. This maiden, I have the certificate, but I have the certificate I've registered before this CAC and something. But I want to find out, can you use that certificate to open a business, name in the bank? Because some said it's not as effective as the CAC certificate.
Thank you. Actually, we've received so many questions similar like this. You know, every government institution has its own role. You don't do the work of another. We are not police, Abi. Now police won't do all the work. So every institution have its own role. You know, for CAC, that's the organization saddled with the responsibility to formalize business, you know, for people, for individuals. They will formalize it, register it in your name. You own the name. But every support you need after then, they cut off, Abi. You can see where their own boundary is. Every support you need after then, they cut off. Even they might not even tell you when to be remitting one levy, Abi, because there is a levy yearly that you are supposed to be. They may not even tell us, Abi, no be so. So you can see where they cut off from. You get it. But when it now comes to Sminan, it is full of so many activities. And for their own certificates, like I tell people that Sminan certificate is like WAEC. Let me use that example, WAEC. You know, when you finish WAEC, you have two options. You will keep it, Abi. When you now feel I'm ready for university, Abi, you now pick it up. That is when you need it, Abi. But if you feel you are not entering university, you are busy with something, it is still kept somewhere, Abi. That is the way Shmena certificate work. You don't know when you will need it. A government can come tomorrow with a program. Okay, there is a program a government ran. It's not Shmena program. Do you know what they ask for? They say Smeda unique identification number. You should just put the number. It's the number they need, though. But how will you get the number if you don't have the certificate? It is not Smeda program. But in the course of filling for that benefits that you want to get from that, you now get to that column. You now said Smeda unique identification number. You are now stuck. So when you are stuck, what do? You now stop there. You now started going online to Smeda website to start filling, just to get the certificate. When you now get the certificate, you now see the certificate number. You now go back. Imagine there is a timeline for you to fill that thing now. you go soon expire. Imagine going to that website of Smida now, network get problem. You can see how one is stocked. So you don't know when you will need it, but it is important. You know, I've told us it's a win-win situation. When you feel it, Smida is getting feedback and creating a database on SME in various fields. Meanwhile, for you too, it is beneficial, just the way we came up with free CAC for those that do not have, you know, registered business. We do free CAC, but feel it, you know. So in your own case, you feel it, you have it. Very soon, program will come up, and it may require that. So just keep it. Any other question?
Okay, I want to talk about financial support for our young ones. Because like I know, many of our young ones coming up now have good knowledge of to be an entrepreneur. But their major challenge is funding. Sure, you get me? Because you know, to establish a business in our current economy needs a lot of capital. Sure, you get me? Say for example, they have the cost of capital is 100%, and they are able to get, let's say, 30-40%. How do, in a practical terms, how do Smedian come in or support the young ones to kick off the business?
Thank you for that question. In fact, from our experience so far, we realize that people may have beautiful knowledge, wonderful idea, maybe our youth, just like you said, but they are not adequately prepared. Let me give you an example, sir. I can practice that here because the agency sent me for 1 year in India, and that man did that practical thing in India for a PGD program, EME, Enterprise, Entrepreneurship, Management and Enterprise. You know, and in the course of our practical class, the man asked us, you know, we talked about the challenges of Africa. Doing you don't know. Just small money, you won't know. Because we don't account, we can't account exactly how much is in this pocket. He says, so it's an issue. So how will such business grow? And you know, over there, they value every 10 kobo that come in. Maybe here we can overlook. But the funny thing is that big company do not overlook, because auditor is coming. Abi, you must account. But small business, they lack that. He said, so it's an issue. When the man said it, me too, I realized that, boy, I can only assume, but I can't give accurate answer that 5,150 naira is the total money with me. I can't say that. And some of us can't say that too. If I say how much is total money with you, you can only guess. So sometimes we need adequate preparation. We ran a program with NASA Microfinance one time that they give loan of 10 million and all that. And I was in my own class. I deal with it's because I don't want to go into the aspect of entrepreneurship. If I do entrepreneurship class, it will be more than this presentation of. And I was asking some people, okay, how much do you need, sir? He said, maybe, I'm using the youth as an example. Okay, how much do you need? Like 5 million. Okay, 5 million, right? You want to use it to come up with your business, to get resources and all that, to jumpstart your business. He said yes. Now, let's assume you have the 5 million. You have 5 minutes. Oh yeah, break it down. You have 10 seconds. Oh yeah, break that 5 million down. Now dear Oga, you go begin here. Like 2.5 for this. You can see that and there is no in business. You have to be sure. You have beautiful, wonderful idea. You assume that if I can see 10 million, it will work. It will jumpstart. I will start the business. Now tell her, make him break them down. You can see why bankers will deny some people of some funds. But the only people where they package them where say, no worry, it's just like traveling out. Where agents go package you where, then if he asks you this, he's a consultant that writes the business plan for them. We go package them. But trust me, I don't know of Lagos for that place. Even if consultant package person, he go still do there. Go disgrace the consultant, both him himself and the consultant. That's the way that side they. If you can't come out, but you not tell me that one now, and you not supposed know. You understand? They always try to push blame. So sometimes beautiful idea needs funding. That's one thing. But the question you should throw back is, how prepared is the person too? Because you must be responsible for every kobo you spend. Do you know some people don't factor some certain things in? Just like you said, beautiful idea. Meanwhile, he has explained his beautiful idea. Do you know there are sometimes when they explain beautiful idea to us, they don't factor some things in. We understand the issue of power problem has come to stay. Abi? Let's believe they are working on it, right? But did the person factor it in? He didn't. Oh. You know, big organization, they factor all those things. They will tell you the diesel they want to use for 1 year, or 6 months, or 3 months. That's why big companies continue to grow. They must not commit error in that kind of. When they are giving budget to various departments, they have factored those things in. But we all understand the issue of Iraq and Iran and the fuel wahala now. But I telling you before that came, people are having issues with proper planning, where you don't factor some certain things in. I was discussing with micro business people that own shops and everything, and I told them, you open a shop, you said this is the amount, your husband gave it to you and all that. You didn't factor all those lock-up shops, all those levy from local government. You can see that it was not part of what you factor into it, because it is small, Abi. You now decide to overlook, Abi. A big company will not do that. But micro, nano business, they don't factor some certain things in, and it eats into the every kobo. Like I told you, in India, every kobo matters. Just like that man told me, you should be able to be accountable to every kobo that matters. Any other question?
Sorry, sir. The question I want to ask, because you're talking about registration of the CAC registration. Now, somebody have already a CAC registration. You already have your CAC registration, and how do you key into this program you're talking about?
All right. Let me interpret the question well. You already have it, and maybe you feel, I don't know, maybe you have it as limited or enterprise. Okay, enterprise. Maybe because some people have asked similar question, but a bit different, which is, I have registered as an enterprise. Can I still join to upgrade it to limited? Abi? I don't know, maybe that question enter. Upgrade it to limited. But I'm still coming back to your question and answer it the way you. But I'm just trying to divert a bit. What we tell them is that we're actually focusing on enterprise for now. You don't say na money spend and sell go give you say. So we are trying to start small now. And when we get to that level, we now say, okay, if not limited though, you can now come on board and do that. But for now, we actually accommodate enterprise. But for you who have already have your CAC and register, you can still go to the platform. That's the reason why I said on that column, on that platform, if you are filling it, it will ask you, is your business registered? If you say yes. If you say yes, do you know what that system will do? It will tell you to put the number on your CAC. If you put the number on the certificate of the CAC, if you put that number there, the thing will roll. It will bring out your full name of your business. You can see it has linked CAC. It's just like when you go to passport office, they will say, oh boy, NIM site is shut down. Oh, we can't link it for now. That's the way we created that system. So that it will link CAC to confirm CAC registration. So, but you are on the database now with SMIDA. So that answers your question, sir? Okay. I just decided to extend
Thank
your
you,
question
sir.
more.
You've talked about it because me, I've registered since 2020, and I asked them to reply me. They've not replied me.
Since 2020? Okay.
And I've not got any response. I have your certificate here. But
Yes.
that's one of it. You have said it. I don't know when the benefit is coming. The second one, since the church is organizing this, that's why I want to speak, because my guy is in my front. We tentatively have 2 cooperatives, and I don't know how you want to get us on board.
Okay.
I don't know whether I'm speaking your mind, sir. We have 2 registered cooperatives in this district.
Okay.
So I don't know how you want to get us on board and how we can benefit from the series of programs we have. Thank you, sir.
Okay, all right, noted. Then you say it's 2020. I think there is an upgrading on that system. I think you may need to go back and do, because we are told to encourage people to go back, to upgrade, because that system has upgraded. As at the time you register, there are some things they didn't ask you. Did they ask you to snap yourself? To do selfie? Okay. Did they ask for your, is it NIM or something? Everything. Okay, as at 2020, right? Okay, we'll confirm that. Maybe such people at that year need to upgrade to the new, or automatically they have upgraded them straight into the new platform. So we need to confirm that. Yes, any other question? Okay. Okay, concerning the cooperative, yes, I think you mentioned cooperative. We will see what we can do with that, and I will link with the person in Lagos concerning that cooperative, because even sometimes even Smith too get information. You know, Lagos State government too assist cooperatives. Information get to Smith at times too. So Smith can say, okay, let us push these people to you, because you know Lagos State now. In fact, states generally, you know, it is always, but because of the respect they have for Smith, you know, and they will feel, okay, if it is Smith, all right, but we can only take so number, you understand? It happens. They give Smith that privilege. Yes, madam.
Yeah, I want to confirm, is it only people that have a shop that are doing business that can register with Smith, or somebody that have a side also, probably selling things and also working? Can such person also register?
Yes, such person can register too, because whatever the side hustling is, you know, end of my distance says is illegal. I think you saw that slide that I said it should be legal. So far it is legal. Whatever you are doing is legal. Get yourself registered. Because what Smedan think like you. You know, I see, what do you see? Think big and start small, start with hustling now. You know, people where they manage oil now, some go say that guy, they are papa that time, they hustle, they do diesel, whatever they hustle. Now he has become, it must start from hustling. You understand? And Smena said you should do what? Think big. So you should register. So register, because Smena wants you to grow, want to ensure you grow and you get to that level where you don't even expect, but you prepared for it too. If anybody will grow, will say no prepare for it, you fall. All right. So, yes, sir.
Praise the Lord. Well, I want to thank Deacon Odutola for this powerful program, because I know that one of the programs that we need as a church for Square is to partner with Smedan because of what is happening in the economy now. And we have already told you we have cooperatives that we can actually use. It's a platform that we can use to partner with Smedan. And I know and I want to believe that you can do that for us by holding us by the hand and giving us to somebody that can partner with our cooperative so that we can empower our people, either at the level of CFM or at the level of the FWI. That is one. Then I want to say this as a feedback that Smedan now is partnering with Enterprise. But you said think global, acts locally. I know I have attended a program where Smedan partnered with NEPC, National Export Promotion Council. And if you want to go through NEPC, your business must be a limited liability. So if I want to go through Smedan to go global in exporting, what are you going to do for me to register that my company as a limited liability company? You are giving the privilege to Enterprise. What is the privilege for people that want to partner with NEPC? We have brought somebody here before from NEPC. It's actually one of us that took us to NEPC to run their program. But that did not see the light of the day. But now that we are having somebody from Smedan, because we have to start small, I think we went overboard. That's why that program did not see the light of day. But now, we want to come through you as Smidan, that you are looking at nano. You know, nano are the 50,000 below. The micro are still up to like 200, 300,000. Then we have the ray and micro. You understand? So, as a feedback, please, let there be a platform where you can help us to think global by registering us as a limited liability. I already have my own enterprise, but I want to go global. So, how do you come in? And as a church, who do you want to give us that will work with our cooperative so that at every point in time, Smidan always have information per time. So we want to be receiving this information per time so that our people will be aware. Information is money, so that they can key into all these programs and forge ahead as it is now. So please, help us, and I want to congratulate Deacon Ojutula once again. Please, help us in that regard. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for that wonderful question. Well, we actually encourage people to fall into that category of being global. You understand? In fact, when you said it, it reminded me of what we did in 2010. I was the desk officer for that thing. Smeda worked out an exhibition fair with China. It took place in China. And you know, Smeda, we don't produce, we don't manufacture, we are into services, Abi? Service to the SME, Abi? No be so. But the exhibition fair needs the SME who are into production. I will now start selecting them from different places in Nigeria. And Lagos was the main place. In fact, and you know what the issue is? You know that I told you that different government agencies get where your own boundary reach. Your fence reach here, no pass there. We want to push all their products ahead before, you know, Sweden is going to pay for their flights, pay for their visa, everything. Sweden is sponsoring everything, both accommodation there. But do you know problems Sweden had? Sweden had two problems. One, the customs said it does not have NAFDAC. You can see the number one problem. They are not looking at Sweden as government agency. Even Sweden and sweet talk, no, we must follow the normal process. Now, the problem now is NAFDAC. Abi? We need to go back to NAFDAC. NAFDAC said it's going to take time. You can see the second problem. It's going to take time. And the exhibition fair will be starting any moment. Smeda pleaded and all that. So NAFDAC, you know, you must encourage this SME because that's our work. We must both, you know, we are in the same line. And NAFDAC said, okay, what we go do be say, we go give them temporary NAFDAC number. You understand what the temporary mean, no? NAFDAC number. The product left, the people went. That maybe when they, you know, come back, they should come and regularize it and all that. You know what? You remember what I said from the beginning? Black man, Abi? Black man no agree come back. Oh, he permanent that number like that. They take and sell market, they go. You understand what I mean? So what I'm trying to say that we try as much as possible to support people globally. And some that took their product to China, like yam flour, all those things, they liked some of those products that left, even from the north, because I was the one receiving them, because it was the point of, in fact, when they approached NAFDAC Abuja said it is NAFDAC Lagos that will do all those processing. So I was now the one going more often to NAFDAC office that, in fact, you will think I'm a staff of NAFDAC, before that thing eventually scaled through, and they now left. But in the case of that, it's more or less, should I say, a special plead, you know, where people who have already registered wants to upscale or upgrade it to limited, you know, which I already mentioned earlier. That even on that platform, they are saying for now, we are also thinking about people should scale it up to be limited. But for now, let us still see the success of the registration as an enterprise for now. So we will now come to that. So it's a special plea that we will put it forward again. Yes, sir.
Can you assist in the registration?
In the registration. You mean this registering as Smidan or registering in CAC? Okay, registering in CAC. Well, the thing is so simple now. You understand? Well, I know of a woman. You know, I told you, me, I'm in Delta. You know, though I've done it for somebody, the person just communicate with the person. She will just tell you, snap this, snap that, and all that. That's what, you know, and the other day. Because the style they use now is, you will put your email, oh, the certificate will come to your email. When it comes inside your email, you know that certificate, you know before, CAC will give it to you. Then you will see it. But now, they will send it to the email. Your email, you will see there, you now print it out. If you now carry and go photographer to frame them, say, I don't get certificate to, it's your, but that is the new system now. You will see it inside your email. They will send the certificate there. I think they too, maybe everybody is cutting costs now. Waiting go cost them to still they give us our paper. You know, they are trying to go digital. I think they are upgrading too to be digital. I think that's the reason. So, but for that, I will feel two things. It may be stress for you to start communicating with the woman. And you know one thing about Nigeria, don't let me say black man. If money has exchanged hands, if the person no pick up, you start thinking bad though. You start thinking bad about that person. Especially you call him 2 times. Ha! Why be say when I pay this person, I in number I know they go again. I be don't buy me. What do you now do? The person that introduced you, you now start bombarding that one. See, oh, this woman is not be picking my call. Oh, what? You understand? So it's not as if I don't have somebody. I have somebody there. She's a very good and wonderful person, you know. But I think Lagos office too will also have network of people that do CAC. I know this CAC thing is very funny nowadays. Maybe the price of Abuja is a bit different from price of this place. The price of this place is a bit different from, you know, though I can't answer for CAC, but these are the things. Because when CAC come here, they will tell you can do it yourself. Go online, do this one, do this one. But me and you know, say, you know, we are black men. So, you know, something must. So that's all. But let's see how it goes. Though, like I said, I will give the number of the information of the Lagos office. So in case there is, and if there is still need, you feel maybe me, I will just, because me, I normally confirm information first. Madam, CCCC, how long will it take? Add plus to it, oh, because you know Nigeria, when money is here, if I go to begin there on my own neck, and my own reputation don't. So how long will it take? So let's tell the person. And you, it may be lesser than that, but let's tell the person that, okay, so because so that you won't be giving an excuse that network, now you can see that person will not listen to network again, no? Because we have given him this is when, and it should be able to be available at that time, not excuses anymore. So that's just, so let's see how it goes. I will give the information to our daddy, you know, of Lagos office, so that you contact Lagos office, you do your findings. Then anything you get, maybe you can now refer back to me that, okay, CC and all that. That Fatah Tere, Matori, yeah. Emmanuel Plaza, yes. Dr. Bumi, you Bumi, yes. I like that word. In fact, yes, when you hear doctor, at a time, almost some of our staff are getting this doctor. Me too, I was thinking I go get this doctor soon. I start time, I abandon them again because I'm after money. You know, I'm a businessman. You must feed family. Doctor know they feed family. What you deliver on the table is what feeds family. So let's see how it goes. Sir. All right. I hope no other questions. Or is there any other questions? So let's see. All right. We appreciate you once again. We thank you once again for this knowledge sharing. You know, and we pray for more. And maybe on behalf of the people, let me appeal to the church. Don't mind me, make I appeal to the church. You get one thing we do, because I attended, that's where my dad finished from, St. Peter's Anglican Church, Ajele. What they did is that they encouraged business plan within the church. They threw it out. So that business plan within the church, then the church coughed out some money, fund, and to support, you know, just few, not too much, maybe 3. You know, first runner up, second runner up, third runner up, to just give. To, you know, church is beginning to look inward. We did it in our Anglican church, you know. And Smedan was part of the panel. Smedan was part of the training. We put them through and all that. So they did. And trust me, do you know what happened? The person from that church was the third. Because people in the church were not serious about it. Somebody from Redeem or something, because they threw it open. Somebody from Redeem took first. You can imagine. Our own church, somebody outside that can't take first. Because they came to be attending the training and all that. Then our own person, I take third. You understand? So I think it's a way of also looking inward to support. You know, you write a business plan, the panel will see it, they will vet it, they will ask questions, and if beautiful idea, they will score you. Then the church, maybe they will do the funding. You know, I'm just selling it as an idea for the church too. You know, so thank you so much.
Another round of applause for him. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Another round of applause for you, for all of you. You understand? I didn't want to stop him. In fact, we stopped him about 45 minutes ago. But because, you know, people are still, you know, enjoying it and whatever. So we just left it like that. We had something like this at, not at this level, but I think I was the head of CFM that time in the other church. And one of us, a young man, Jide, some of us know, we know Jide here, right? Jide, since that time, he has never worked for anybody in his life. And I didn't even know that he was impacted like that, you know. He now gave that testimony years after, right? He's a water engineer, something like that. He said, the seminar that we organized sometimes ago and things like that, that was where he got that vision. And immediately, he went to work. He was just a fresh graduate that time, after NYSC and all that. He said he made up his mind. You understand that? With this thing, let me go and put it to practice. And now, you know, years after, married, with 2 children, you know how much rent costs in Lagos and whatever. And he's doing fantastically well. What are we saying? It is not about listening alone. It's about acting. You understand? Many will just come, they will applaud the facilitator, they will applaud the program and whatever, but I can tell you, after, everything goes down like that. But some people's destiny will be changed from here. And that is you. That is you. Say, my destiny will change for better. As a result of this program. And so shall it be in the mighty name of Jesus. Daddy, please give us a closing prayer so that, oh, you want to say something? That's the final, no, not semi-final.
Please, mine is this. Yes, I just want to do as a parting stuff is that seminar like these are case study stuff where it's practical. That's why I love what came on board. Please help us with corporate approach to it.
Okay, sir.
All the findings and the benefits. I don't know how many people can benefit from it here. Don't let us do one at times. Somebody might not have the muscle to carry on. I might take the phone number and that, but if it benefits everybody, please let's go around, please. God will help us in Jesus.
We definitely follow up. You understand? That's the essence of, essence of putting all, you know, your particulars and whatever. You understand? It will be the beginning of a business school. You understand? That's what you are looking at. You understand? Over 200. Wow. Wow. It's going to be the beginning of a business school. You understand? Paul, thank you.
Good afternoon, all. I just want to make a suggestion. I believe all of us here, we are of different business background. I don't know if it could work, if we can have a group on WhatsApp where we can put him also, so that if there is any, I know he's not in Lagos, but he can, yes, but at least he can help us in some other ways when questions are asked. So,
you understand? Your suggestion, you know, thank you. You know, this one, exactly. So we start that one immediately. You know, that's why I said it's the beginning of a business school, and by God's grace. Our elder, you want to say something? Okay, okay, that's very good. The cooperative people, right? How can we leverage? You understand? Okay, okay, okay. Anyway, we look into some of these things later. You understand? And also we have the facilitators and all those things. So we open that the WhatsApp group also, so that we continue to drive the process. By the time we are having the next one, you understand? You feel a lot of converse will come in. You understand? Thank you, Daddy.